Hello and good evening. Tonight I am Johnny, your DM, and tonight I'm joined by Brad.
Hiya.
Ryan.
Oh.
Sean.
Hey.
Christine.
Hello.
Becki. And Dan.
Hello.
How is everyone tonight?
Good.
Enjoying the snow?
Oh yeah, good segue.
Other
Very
such
subtle.
British conversations.
Well, we get
How's the-
snow,
how's the
well,
weather?
certainly in the south, we get snow for maybe one day every 4 years. So it's something to really cherish. We've had 2 days of snow on the south coast.
Never
Yeah.
happens.
It never happens.
I
Anyone
have-
done anything fun in it?
I had a snowball
what?
fight.
I thought. Oh, did you?
Yeah, my little boy.
You
Like
win. That's the most
he's
important.
been waiting for snow since Christmas Day. Like he was like, "Are we going to have a white Christmas?" We're like, "No,
Movies tricked
manage
him,
your
man.
expectations."
Yeah.
We're not in New
And,
York.
So the snow came out, and we were out. Like I thought we'd go out for 5 minutes before it was cold, and we were out there for an hour and a half, but just throwing snowballs at windows as well, which was quite fun. The neighbours didn't like it.
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I
that
thought you
sounds
liked
so
the neighbours,
very
man. Yeah.
hairy. And the cars kept swerving out the way because.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you beat him at the snowball fight though? That's what I want.
No, I made him snowballs so that he could throw them at me, which he'd then miss, and then I'd smack him in the face
Yes,
with,
of
with my
course.
return one, because he's got to learn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course it does.
Yeah,
This
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
lesson of life.
How you
That's
gonna
really
make? How you gonna make a picture for the New York Yankees if you can't throw a snowball? Yeah.
He had the best. To be fair, he just kept throwing himself in the snow anyway, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Snow.
Oh,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Temperature
I
doesn't
was-
seem to affect you when you're a child.
No, not at all.
I was
doesn't.
notified. I was notified on Facebook about like this on this day, like 12 years ago, when it snowed again. There's a video of me jumping completely naked into the snow in the middle of a field.
I mean, that
Which field?
surprises literally no one,
And
right?
Yeah.
I know. It
Which,
doesn't.
which field though? That's what I want to know, so I can avoid it.
Forever.
It was
Forever,
In,
the
it was,
taint.
it was in
The taint will be
Bearton.
there for
It
a
was
long
in
time.
Bearton. That's where
Of
it was.
course it
Oh,
was.
no one's
Yeah,
going to a
yeah.
field in
That-
Bearton, right?
That's the one next to the lake, probably.
And if they do, they'll be doing worse things than jumping into the snow naked. So
Talking of
yeah.
jumping into the snow naked, so I went down for a
This would be
walk
good.
by the seaside. This is a
It's a
genuinely
segue.
true story. No, it's the same, sort of on the
Go on.
same thing. And I always go for a walk. I love walking in the snow. It's gorgeous. I was down by the seaside, and we have a group of seasonal swimmers in Hastings who are there every single day. And I thought, no chance in hell are they out there today, because it was really blizzarding down. It was about -2. They were there, butt naked, swimming in the ocean, where it's got to be like -6 in there at least. Coming out with just a towel and a cup of tea.
Bracing. It's bracing.
Bracing.
Life giving. Life affirming.
Have you seen that video of there's a I can't it's a reporter who's talking to a jogger, and it's snow. It wasn't this year, but it's snowing, and
Oh,
he
that is
goes,
a
Oh, and
classic.
they're
isn't
going
it?
down
Brilliant.
the
An
hill.
absolute
Yeah, yeah.
classic.
No, and he says to her, why does she prefer it running in the snow? Because I can get lots of grip under my feet, when the snow is fresh. And then he goes, oh, thanks very much. Turns to camera to finish the piece, and she stacks it. As soon as she turns around, she's
It
flat
looked
on her
like it
backside.
hurt as well, though.
Oh, it really did look like it hurt, but there's a little bit of karma in there.
There's
So-
something very British about sort of loving a little bit of low-key misery from other people who
Oh,
are
for
trying
sure.
to look
Just a dash
smug.
of Schadenfreude, something European.
Yeah.
in it, isn't
Exactly.
there? Yeah.
Many a person has made a career out of that after doing
So
slapstick.
no snowman or snow person or snow thing, Christine. That's
No,
what I'm
not
most
yet.
surprised at.
Not yet, but the reason is we've been very busy in our house because I've
Mm-hmm.
got a new nephew and he's so
Woo!
cute.
Amazing.
His name is Gabriel, and
You
he's very,
mean-
very cute.
Gabriel didn't build a snowman.
No, Gabriel did not build a
Oh,
snowman.
Come on,
slow
slow
learner.
start.
Angel.
Slow
Slow
start.
learner, isn't he? You should get one of those tests.
It's all right because we've had yesterday. It was driving snow. I mean, it was falling sideways. It was just the wind was ridiculous. They closed both bridges onto the island as well, where I live, and they had we the snow banked up so much against our garage we couldn't get in. Get the shovels or the salt or anything out of it, but it's still snowing now. And it's been just laying and laying and laying. So tomorrow I feel is Snowman Day. So I'll be sticking that up on the
Ah.
socials. Don't worry.
That's a
It's-
tease if I ever heard one.
Isn't
You
it?
can't have to
Everyone
follow
sees
through,
it.
don't you?
Tomorrow's
You have
Snowman
to.
Day.
It might be snowed
It's
in
good.
day, depending on how bad it is.
It's true. it
Christine
really
will
is.
weather it. She'll get out
You
there
gotta
and
get
give
out
us the
there.
best
Yeah.
snowman we've
I
ever
hate
seen.
to be
on our
snowed
channel.
in right
second
now,
floor
Brad.
window, don't worry, the snow will catch me.
No, if snowed in, won't be able to go out and do all the things that we usually do.
Speak for yourself.
yeah.
Snowed in
Lockdown.
means that I get to not go into work and have to deal with all that stuff.
And teach
I'd love to
remotely.
snow.
Yay!
Yay.
And also, Snowden is how you leak classified files.
Oh, that was awful.
That was
Get out.
awful.
that was bad.
You
That
know,
was bad.
Ryan, that
It's
was
not
so
even-
bad. You
Can't
need to
back you
go.
on that, bro. I'm sorry.
There's
Yeah.
It was so bad. You need to
Tangent we can
go
work
to
off.
Snowden.
I just want to say that Sean's already been getting some jibes from the chat.
Oh.
Taj has said, "I love how
Hello.
Sean is wearing a dad's jumper, and yet as a father, I would never wear that." So, shade.
Oh man, I wanted to
Throwing
throw
shade.
some shade back, but he's already got enough shade.
He's
because
bought everyone
got-
gifts, so
because
we
he's got
can't.
a kid. I was going to say, so he's already got. His life's already ruined, and here I am, free as a bird. I can wear what I like. Old man stuff, young man stuff. No kid. No, I'm
Paternal
joking,
appropriation.
obviously.
That's what it is.
I feel like someone has to represent this sort of old man. Dan, unfortunately, he's got too much of a cool. What did we say in the chat the other day, Ryan? He looks like a
SEAL
tier
Team
1
6 beard.
operator. Yeah, he's got
Tier 1
a proper
operator.
sort of like. I don't know. It looks like he should be storming some sort of embassy somewhere with gas
Last
grenades.
long. Jeez.
Or releasing a sea shanties album.
Yeah, I
Yes.
should do a C. I'm going to do a TikTok. Definitely going to do one.
Yes, you should.
So,
So yeah,
unfortunately, that
someone has to
jumper,
represent this.
jumper does remind me, Sean, of that era. Flashback Mondays to when we were about 16, and you decided it would be really cool with your long ponytail to also wear a sort of quite cheap trench coat and
Listen,
a trilby
fuck
and
you.
pretend
It's
to be a PI.
It's the quite cheap part that pissed me off the most because it's true. Like if it was like an expensive, if I'd gone and get like a £200 trench coat, I'd have looked fly. But it was like a
actually, I
knockoff
can-
one from Primark or whatever,
I can-
or like
no, no,
TJ
no, no,
Maxx
I
had
can
one.
debunk
Nothing
this.
underneath.
So
can
it
did,
debunk
Brad.
This. I can debunk this
Go on,
because
Brad.
I
Go on.
stole that trench coat from Sean.
Yeah.
Who stole it from our grandfather. It was a Burberry trench coat.
But I made it look so bad.
On
Okay.
Sean,
I made it look
looks
so bad.
like-
It looks cheap.
It looked like something someone had bought from Ask.
With further
bad,
shade to
wasn't it?
Sean, I can see you're drinking out of your Darth Vader mug, Sean, which has about as much practical application as my Thanos gauntlet.
Also,
It's
Vader
really
is
difficult to drink.
father.
Yeah,
out
you
of.
can't.
also Vader is father in German, and he's got the dad top
See,
on as
Taj,
well.
it's actually
It was
Unity is what
all-
I'm showing to you, mate. Unity, because I'm hoping you're going to get me the
tied
heated
together.
seats version of the Tesla. So I'm just showing some fatherhood, even though I haven't got
You
a
get
kid
less
of my own.
miles out of it though if you get heated seats.
I think that's
The real
sacrifice I'm
dad of
willing
the
to
group
make.
just spoke.
Oh.
That's it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
absolutely turned up.
Can I just say,
Becky,
oh, go on.
Riveting.
No, go on.
This is
go on.
riveting. No, you had something to say, Sean. I was just.
Well, it was before we do something important. While we're talking about things that aren't important, I wanted to still go on and say that I quite like. Did anyone notice that I was further up on the list? Right, I got here early today.
You did.
I
Rather
thought
than
I'd-
leaving it till 2 minutes before. Or sometimes less.
I mean, Steeply logged
I liked-
in early today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it so I could jump to the top of the queue. I was waiting and thinking
Right.
Johnny's going to say my name early this time.
But
I'm gonna
it's
be
weird,
teacher's
the sort
pet
of-
today.
I'm not sure what that says about my adventures, that's the dopamine hit.
Yeah, it's right at the start before
Thanks.
we even log on properly. Yeah.
Yeah, once it's all there, it's all downhill. But, but that bit, I like being top of the list.
Who's going to be top of the list next Monday? That's what I want to know. Who's going to appear?
I guess
top?
people will have to tune in to find out.
That's the
I'm
most,
always
the
top
most
of the list.
important part.
Brad's the
Yes,
guy that
sorry.
switches all the buttons on.
Teacher's pet. Becky, your film festival was last Friday. How was that?
Yeah, it was really nice. So I've been really missing the festival circuit this year. I hadn't realised how spoiled I was being able to leave the house last time they all came around and actually go and sit in cinemas and watch things with real humans. So no, we've been doing the virtual circuit this year, which is really surreal, but still really good fun. I ended up hosting a watch party for those of us tuning in from the UK. It was an American festival called the Grave Plot Film Festival. They also have a horror podcast, which is the reason why the festival came about. So if there are any horror fans watching this stream, then check them out. They've got a podcast where they review movies, and every year they do a festival. And now they've done their version online for this year. They have said they might keep it going with an online format possibly in future. So you'll get a chance to stream some more kind of international content from them. So although you can't currently you can't sort of rewatch that broadcast, there will be more places if you do want to see the short film that I was in. We've got some more news coming very soon. We're just confirming some more dates with more festivals, so there will be lots more opportunities to watch it. If you want to see me get chased by a beastie through the woods, who doesn't want to see that?
I do.
As long as
Sounds
it's not through a
amazing.
field in Bearton, then that's fine.
No, it's through woods in Norfolk. So yes, and
Nice.
yeah,
Don't know
no,
which
it was
one's scarier, Woods or Norfolk.
And which one's that, Becki? What's that called?
It's called The Magpie. And yeah, it was made by, so I have a lovely contingent I work with called Aftermath Films. We made it in conjunction with the guys over at Hotlight Entertainment. And yes, it will be on the online circuit this year, as well as hopefully hitting physical cinemas later in 2021. We have everything crossed for it. We technically have some screenings booked, but we're not counting our chickens until they're eating popcorn in the cinema.
Wait, sorry, until the
Yeah.
chickens are eating popcorn in the cinema.
They got very
Yes.
confusing, that analogy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I liked it. I liked it.
In one hand,
Hang
popcorn
on,
in the other.
this is important because we've never asked this question, all seven of us. What kind of popcorn? This will determine as to whether I stay on.
I'll
There's
go
only
last.
one correct answer to that. You have to have sweet and
Sweet
salty.
and salty.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
fine.
Sweet and salty.
In two separate ones or in the same
No,
one?
same bowl.
It's the same one.
Okay,
all
now answer me
together.
this then, because they normally don't indulge you. They'll put
No,
one in
you
first,
have to
one in
ask. You
have
second.
to
So
mix
No,
which
I
one?
don't take it.
No, that's
You have to
fine.
put yourself-
But what I'm saying is they won't indulge you by giving you a healthy mixture of both. They'll give you a block of sweet and a block of salt. So which goes first? I've
No, I
got to
say,
ask
I'm
if you
really sorry. I asked for salt and sweet. Can you put a scoop at a time, please?
just like a little bit of each,
Yeah,
like that.
they do
And then
it. They're very
No
kind.
way.
Grudgingly, but they'll do it.
I've had them just slam a load of in, halfway of salt or sweet, slam half in of the other.
You
I mean-
heathen. What a waste.
I am a toffee boy.
Oh,
Ooh.
I mean,
Well,
I think
no
you're
one-
all mad. For me, it's salt only. That's it.
Yeah, I think
I can't be dealing with this mixing.
No, that's just the
mad.
money mixer to get you to put a big drink. And then you
Yeah,
need
that's
to
true.
do and get out and get out.
Well, I like to
Okay.
be the wild card and say I'm not even really a popcorn guy.
everyone's that's
nachos-
nonsense.
nachos
No,
is
everyone's a
the
pop,
thing is-
everyone's a
Nachos
popcorn
is
guy.
better, definitely.
Everyone
Dan
eats
Dan just
popcorn.
kicked me out for liking toffee popcorn. I want to know
Yes.
that
Yeah.
kind of that's the kind of
I have
reason- That's
authority
the kind
here.
of horrible
Yeah.
right-wing government
the
I've got to deal
authority
with
here.
in this podcast.
We
Can
don't,
I just-
Right?
we don't live in a democracy in this stream.
No, no.
To be fair,
I'm
though,
the,
We
I'm
have
the
two
J.
dictatorships.
I'm the J.
To be fair, actually, I see
Ryan,
toffee
read
popcorn.
the standing orders, read them and understand them.
Right, this
You have
stream
no
is.
authority here.
No. I've just got to hear what Becky has to say about toffee. What
Yeah, I
you saying
spoke
about
over
toffee?
Becky.
To be fair, there is one format in which I will agree that toffee popcorn is best, and one format only, and that is in the Everyman Cinema. You can get yourself a salted caramel popcorn milkshake, which is like your drink and snack in one with the toffee popcorn in it. That is the only time when I will pick
Surely
that.
you get that with popcorn
It's
and
got it
nachos.
all on the top, and then it's
and
like,
another popcorn and nachos.
Is that a thick or a thin drink? Because that sounds like a thick drink.
Yeah.
It's a thick drink. It's an intense you probably don't want to eat dinner and then have that as your movie snack because you won't get out the chair at the end. It's that kind of level
Yeah.
of calorie content.
Also,
So,
hashtag
yeah.
like Brad Dad comments still coming out. Is that a thick drink or a thin drink? Because I think it sounds like a thick drink. He knows what it's going to be like when it's spilt on his kid's lap already. He knows.
So what we need, we could cut that hashtag down to hashtag DadBrad.
Hashtag
Dad
Brad with a question mark. Can I just? I know we've well and truly beaten this topic, but I have to say I'm the biggest hipster heathen here, and I make it at home and I put nothing on it at all. Right? I know that's weird. I do it on a pan, nothing, no
So
oil.
it doesn't taste of
nothing.
anything either.
So it doesn't taste of anything.
Is that
That's
so
glorious.
everything in your life can be bland, Sean?
No, his
Well,
jumper's
to
pretty
match this-
sazzly, isn't
come
it?
On, come on.
I mean,
This is how I
it's got
express
about as
myself.
much taste as that popcorn does.
Yes, that's-
Ladies and gents, I'm going to cut across you now. I think we've bored the audience for this nonsense for long enough. I think it is about time we dive into tonight's episode of Blood and Song.
Grab your popcorn.
all just
Hi,
gluten.
welcome back. Right, well, we've got a new controversy to talk about.
Lots of
Previously,
ranting.
Whether Italian cuisine is cooking or not. That's the.
last time on Blood and Song, your characters were escorted out of the prison in Timbergrasp and were headed north to Shademantle, escorted by the Butcher and a gang of his legionnaires. At the time, Lack had managed to fall in with the Garden, a slightly unknown organisation, and set up an ambush after an incredibly hard fight where some people went down, others struggled to stay on their feet, and they at times seemed a little bit overwhelmed. They fought through and they managed to stand over the Butcher's dead body, only to realise that on recovering their possessions, the one thing they needed, the mysterious orb that had, or a crystal that had been causing strange perturbances in reality, had been stolen by one of the other prisoners, or at least it had gone missing. So, party, we find ourselves opening up with you still at the roadside, still by the ruins of these carts and strewn dead bodies. It's been maybe 3 minutes. What would you like to do?
Just figured out that the thing is missing. Go on, Christine.
What time of day
Sorry,
it is?
yeah, I was just asking what time of day it was.
It's possibly by this point, by the time you've got out and had your fight, it's sort of 11:30ish, mid-morning. Or late morning, I suppose.
And we just know that
When did we last see it? Did you
Did you have the box last? I know you had your spear has a small shard of this.
I didn't. It was left in the room, so it must have been taken with you, unless it's still at the hotel.
Can we check our belongings and ourselves to see if one of us has picked up the?
Yeah, you look through all your belongings, you check, it's not there.
We have a prisoner, right?
Yeah, there's the guard that we.
Should we ask him
if he knows whether the lion brought the box from the room, or if maybe it's gone in Nimble's hands?
Whoa! What you blaming me for? I'm right here.
I mean, Stabber's hands. I forget what his nickname was.
Oh right, yeah, that other guy. No idea.
While you lot question the guard, then, and please, no torture. I'm going to organise one of these carts with Auntie and Uncle for we need to get out of here quickly.
See what we're saying?
Auntie and Uncle on. Aren't they already on a cart? Didn't Lack bring it with him?
But yeah, if you remember, Nimble had brought back Auntie and Uncle with the
cousin and second cousin.
Cousin and second cousin with the two. Oh yes, Auntie and Uncle are long gone.
We ate them.
Oh, yeah.
Or did you? Cousin and second cousin, and their cart has been brought up by Nimble.
I'm gonna walk over to Seed and be like, "What are you thinking, Seed?"
Okay, so here's my slight concern. I know why we need to obviously ask that guard, but don't you think we ought to get on with getting after Stabber? Was that his name? I'm just concerned that he's literally getting further ahead every minute.
And which way did he go?
I will try and have a look.
I don't know. He was.
Can someone find his tracks and I'll hunt him down?
I go over and I'll have a look.
Make me a survival check, please.
Tracks. Right, here we go. Let's pick the green dice.
Come on, Brad.
That is a natural 1, so 8.
Actual Brad?
I don't know.
The actual?
I don't know.
FedEx him Taj's dice, Dan.
I've got to get them to him as soon as possible.
Brad is just doing this, going, "Oh, there's the one. Oh no, I got it. Oh."
Is it magnets at the bottom of Brad's dice?
Or has it just got one written all the way around it? Is that the other one?
No, it is allegedly a normal D20. Okay. I think it's just the inverse of the set I bought, Brad. We must have got like the polar opposites.
Yeah. And, I think what it does is it all stores up for the Strahd game, and then I roll 20s all day.
Yeah, thanks. So as you go looking, what you find is, whilst you are an expert tracker and you do find the tracks leading away from the brush, from the battle, you see them starting to go up the Imperial Highway, even though the Imperial Highway is mostly, it said, these close-fitted paving stones, so it's not like a broken old cobbled roll, it's very even. And you do notice them go off into the underbrush a little bit, and then you lose them. And as you're looking around, it seems like the person who ran might have some experience at hiding their tracks.
Okay, look, everybody, I don't mind if you disagree, but this is my suggestion. We put the gentleman here from the Lion into the back of the cart. We take it towards our destination. We interrogate him on the way, and then we leave him for the Legion to find him after we've got our answers. That way, we are heading towards where we need to go. We will ascertain whether we left the box in the room or not, hopefully. And then we will also leave him safely on the road, and we will also be able to perhaps inquire about this following, this chap that disappeared.
I have to question whether we should be going into the town right now. We should probably stop outside the town and then decide on a plan of action, because the whole town's going to be looking for us.
So just to give you a sense of distance, if you mean Shade Mantle as a town, you are still about a week away. If you are talking Timber Grasp, you can get back there in a couple of hours.
We can always try and maybe take a side road, or maybe go off somewhere, take a short rest while and then afterwards interrogate him, or vice versa. What do you guys think?
So, just that's something I was wondering about the carts. I know you said about obviously hitching them up to one of these carts. Do we think that would cause more problems if we're taking their cart, as well as the fact that people would be looking for us? Because would that not make us more identifiable at the point where we arrive with something that clearly should belong to the Legion?
I can't help but agree that, I mean, the carts are prison carts. I think it's pretty obvious if we were to take these, where they have come from.
Nimble, where are the rest of where's Thorn and the rest of them gone?
I think they've already gone ahead.
Let's just take cousin, second cousin, this gentleman, and go.
Right, you want to handle this prisoner then? We're going to put him on the cars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to stand on the cart and cast Pass Without Trace, so we don't leave any tracks.
All right then.
Nice one.
Nice little trick there. Nimble will get down and start helping you lift the body.
Lak's gonna just walk a little bit ahead with his spear, and he's going to sit in his meditative stance with a spear across his lap, and close his eyes and say, "Mother, I don't know if you can hear me, but we've lost something quite important, and I don't know if it was you. I hope it was you I speak to. We could probably do with a little hand." And then he bangs the spear tip down on the floor, just holds it out and see if there's any feeling, some sign of sympathy from the shard.
Roll me an insight check, please.
Does Six hear this, by the way? Would Six hear this in the distance?
I'm not hiding it, but I'm trying to find a quiet space to get into myself, as it were.
Make a perception check then, Six, to see if you can hear it.
Brad, I think you and I are actually the opposites. So that is 26.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that.
How do you do on that perception check, Six?
Oh, I got a 5.
Yeah, you don't hear it. Everyone else can just take your headphones off a second, please. So as you're holding the spear out and you're moving it around side to side, there's sort of nothing. And then you hear a crash of lightning and the splashing of waves and whipping wind. And you look around and it's a normal day. It sort of sounds like for a moment you're in the middle of this storm. And then out of it, the voice goes, yes, I am a little busy at the moment. Things tend to get lost in the wilds. maybe try that. No! And then it sort of cuts off.
Other? Okay. So Lak's going to stand up and kind of follow those tracks to the bush and look off into the distance.
Make a survival check.
Come on, let's anti-Brad. 14 plus 7. 21.
21. So as you're looking down, you find no natural signs of footprints at all. They are completely gone. But as you're holding the spear kind of nonchalantly looking, you feel it almost just pull in one direction. And as you sort of look over to where it's pulling, you see like a fragment of reality as a rock seems to be in two places at once and then resets itself.
6. And I'm going to bolt towards the...
So you
and
bolt
like
off
kind of
into the
holding
undergrowth.
holding the spear out.
If you go too far, then your tracks won't be covered.
Look after the prisoner. Don't let him escape under no circumstances until I have spoken to him. And then 6 bolts after him.
Okay. So for the sake of not playing out really, really dull rolling mechanics here, obviously you've got a movement speed of 90 per round, Lack?
No, if I'm dashing, it's 150. No, so twice. I can only move twice, isn't it? 100.
Because well, you can move thrice, but you've got to use a key point to.
Yeah, I won't do that. I'll only,
Okay.
and I want to be following, so I'm going fast, but I'm not going fast.
Okay. Because obviously your brother can only move a 60 feet per round.
just
So are
called
you
him,
slowing
that's
your
it.
speed to allow him to at least maintain distance, or are you pushing ahead?
I'm in a younger brother kind of way. I'm just maintaining slightly faster than him, so he feels old and behind.
like 62 feet
sounds
per
about right.
round.
Yeah.
So you can tell Six that Six. In fact, can you make me another perception check then, please? As you turn around, shout to everyone else, you see him rush off, and you start running, but he does disappear into the undergrowth.
Same fucking roll. I rolled a 5 again.
So you sort of see the flash of his saffron robes, and then your foot just slides down as you step off the road. It's autumn, into like really mulchy soil. And as you look out, you kind of look at, and the plants here are sort of like quite dark green ferns and bushes that are covered in, looks like mold, and like the ground is really sodden and wet. You try to keep up. You feel like you're probably going roughly the same direction from the sounds, but you're definitely not keeping pace at the moment. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm watching the prisoner.
I think Faeza's going to go up to Octavius, and it's a good idea to disguise tracks, but maybe we could use the other animals. If we could send them to on a different route, maybe they will then send some other tracks. And because if we just disappeared, they might I don't know. Maybe we could send them to another direction, especially if we're following the road.
Yes.
Which might be a bit.
I will need to stay here and maintain this spell. I need to concentrate on it. So we need someone else to do that.
Okay. Seed, would you like to help me?
Okay, so you just need them to go somewhere to sort of fake our destination?
Yes. So maybe I don't know. It might not be sensible to go towards Timbergrass, but maybe we could send them off the road, and maybe they could get a bit, distracted. But, I'm not sure how to do it at all.
I mean, I could have a chat, see if I can persuade them to take a detour.
Oh, that would be lovely. Okay.
Do you know what? You can't even blame me for this one, okay? It wasn't my idea.
Yes, Becki. Yes,
Oh,
Becki.
this wasn't my idea.
Genuinely fine.
Okay, I would like to cast Speak with Animals, please.
I bet you bloody would. Okay, and you're speaking to one of the horses, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, what would you like to say to the horse?
just to clarify, are we playing me copying the voice rule because I'm going to need the horse to talk first?
Choose the horse.
Or do I get to? If I go first?
No, right. So you walk up to the horse.
Damn it! 100%.
It depends if you
Actress
want to speak
versus
first,
Johnny.
right? Like Becki to the horse. It depends, right?
So as you walk up to the horse casting this spell, the first horse looks at you and goes, "Ooh, what are you doing?"
Well, I just really needed a favour, if you don't mind.
Well, I might. It depends on what the favour is.
Well, you see, the thing is, we'd really rather that people didn't follow us after we leave here. So, what I need you to do, darling, is to go a little bit off-piste into the woods, find a different track, and then nobody will be able to follow us.
What's in it for me?
Well, I happen to know that we're rationed to the point where there's at least one extra portion of everything. So if I found a little bit of food for you, how would that sound?
I might be persuaded. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Unnatural 20.
Okay. So the horse, as you bring some food back, tip top notch. Spiffing, let's do it. And it just starts trotting off. The other two look up, going, and then suddenly with your spell still active, you hear, "Oh, he's always putting on airs, that one. Oh, come on, he's only going to get lost again." And they just follow him off. And these
He's
three
like
horses.
doing dressage the way he's walking.
He absolutely is. It's exactly the clip clop into the woods, and the rest of you watch.
That was brilliant, Seed. That was perfect. Well done.
No problem.
What would it have sounded like to Faeza or to the outside? I don't know how it works in D&D. What would it sound like to anyone else just listening in? Oh, okay.
Lots of horse noises.
Yeah. That is impressive. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Well, that's one problem solved. So, now do we wait here for Lack and Six? I mean, how else would they find us?
Well, we
Yeah, I
don't leave
guess
any
so.
tracks, so we'll need to wait for at least a little while. We can't wait too long, though.
So at that point, we'll
Okay.
cut back to Lack, who is bounding through the woods. Can you just make me a survival or perception check to see if you can keep up with these shimmering shards?
9 plus 7, 16.
Yeah, so it's easy enough as you're bounding through. Every time you think you're getting lost, it's sort of weird because you're used to looking for tracks when you're following people or like breaks in the undergrowth, but there really is none. And you keep having to look up and you just see like a tree phasing for half a second, and it's these tiny effects. It's almost like screen tear when you turn too quick in a game, and you're just keeping up with them. And you're following for a good 10 minutes, and so far, nothing.
Jesus. I'll shout out, Six, this way.
Six,
Okay.
make a perception check. I'm going to say because you've fallen behind so far at disadvantage to see if you can hear it.
Okay. Can I think if he's in the mire as well, in the muck, he's gonna. I can't do the action with the screen box, but he's gonna do the Kylo Ren, and he's gonna heal. He's gonna use healing hands and give himself an extra 4 points of hit dice of hit points.
Make that perception check for me at disadvantage, please.
That's a 6.
So again, you hear indistinct shouting in the distance, but because this sort of forest is really new to you and the undergrowth is sort of squelchy, the sounds sound like they're buffeting off clouds and undergrowth. It's not a terrain you're used to. You can't really pinpoint it. It's within earshot somewhere, but very, very faint. Lack.
I've committed now. I've got to keep going. I feel bad because I thought it was going to be close by, but
What
I've got
time?
to do
How
it.
bright is it, by the way? Sorry, how bright is it in the forest? Just so I know, so I have it in my head. What are we
It
thinking?
is pretty. As you've come off the main road, it's become not like Mirkwood dark, but it is becoming pretty dank and dark. You start to feel it's sort of got quite an oppressive, mouldy feel.
It's all right, Dan. You've only covered 3.4k because you've been running for 10 minutes at 100 feet every 6 seconds. So
That's a decent time. Not too bad. Like I said,
You
nothing
could
else
have
to do
run
in
forwards,
isolation.
run backwards, and got me, and then ran forwards again in that time, couldn't you?
yeah.
We've got to get the shard though, haven't we? I've got to do it. So as we're running, I'll catch a little bit of my saffron robe onto a tree as I go by.
Okay,
To
so
leave a
you do
solid
that,
marker.
and you run for about another 5-7 minutes when you come to the edge. Suddenly, like these, you notice that it's like a climbing hill to either side of you, almost like a shallow cliff, and you see that the trees and are getting a little bit sparser, a little bit more crooked. Wood is starting to or the bark starting to look sickly, slightly purplish color coming off. And you suddenly see the cliff wall ahead of you, and right at the edge, there is a tiny, what looks like a small cave entrance.
Oh, shit. Okay, there's no other exits from that cave. It's just a cave in there.
So essentially, it's a U-shaped valley, if you will, and you've come into the entrance. And above you are like cliffs with just rotted trees on, and you're at the bottom where the ground is really, really, really murky, and kind of putting your foot in up to almost up to the knee in some of it, and you've just got these sort of dying and dead trees around you. And then just small. It's more of a crack than a cave entrance.
So it's like a surefire way to get murderized without my brother, doesn't it? So I'm gonna. Oh Jesus! Yeah, I'm gonna whistle real loud, and I'm gonna try and wait for my brother.
Okay. So you pause there and wait. We're going to jump back to the carts because, say, this has now been about 15 minutes and Six and Lack haven't come back. What would you like to do?
I think we should move off.
How long does that pass and without trace?
It lasts a decent amount of time from memory.
I believe it's 1 hour.
Up to 1
for
hour,
everyone.
yeah. So I think while the spell lasts, we should move in their direction. Maybe we'll join in the middle somewhere.
What? So we can.
Okay.
So we'll just like keep going, and like if they've
No,
gone that way.
not towards the city. We'll go towards where we saw Lack go. I think we should.
But
we
we've
should
got
head
the
into the
prisoner and the
forests.
carts and everything like that.
Well, the cart will last through as long as we pick safe passage. We'll have to go slowly.
All right, fair enough. I don't mind that.
Okay.
Okay, so you start moving off, following. You can see the bit where Six has stumbled through. Again, a soldier, whilst good at moving, is not going to be as nimble as his trained brother, and so there is a little signs that are easy enough for a trained scout like Octavius to follow. And you start your journey in. You travel for about 5 minutes. It's really slow going because you are navigating these carts through trees and through its sort of semi-quagmire ground.
One cart.
Yes, the cart, but you've got 2 horses with it, haven't you?
2, yeah.
So it's still quite large to be moving through a semi-rotted woodland. Octavius, as you're going through, sort of start thinking, this is pretty typical for the Darkwood Expanse. It's known to be a land that, whilst it's not, possessed of evil or something, it's just generally pretty manky round here. It's just somewhere that it doesn't have a swamp up. It would almost be better if it did. It's just somewhere where it's always a little bit dark, a little bit grim, certainly in these kind of months. And it's really slow going. I'll say you're moving at less than half speed going through.
What's
Can
going
I,
on with old matey boy prisoner in the back?
Just unconscious.
Yeah, I mean it's unhealthy to be unconscious for that long.
Can I suggest if I cast prestidigitation to maybe try and dry the land a little bit? As we come
So
into
the
cart,
severity
is
of
how
that
it works?
spell, it's we're talking like because it's sort of late autumn now. It's been 3 months of rain and dank in the landscape. You would basically essentially need to be, I believe, like a level 15 wizard druid to actually have the ability to control the weather in a large region of land.
Faeza, have you can you make some like smelling salts or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do that. So I'll use prestidigitation in that case on maybe there's a little bit of hay or something in the back of the cart. And then just use that.
Basically, want to try and use this to wake this guy up while he's still tied up.
He suddenly sits bolt upright. Quo vadis! Oh my god. Oh.
Alright, Governor, how's it going?
Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion Legion.
Alright, Quintilis. My name is Ripper. I am a servant of Illyria. Do you believe yourself, by any chance?
Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion Legion.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You know what? I really feel like some people, you know, they need a shining light, a guiding light in their lives. Apple?
He just stares at you, doesn't move towards it.
All right. I'll take a chomp out of it and I'll cut him off a bit and I'll give it to him. It's good apple. Trust me. Seed loves them. It's fantastic. Listen, mate, as you clearly can tell, you are our prisoner. Now, I'm lovely, right? As you can clearly tell. Where we're going, there's someone who's not so lovely. And all we need to know is just one little question, one simple little thing. And that is, why does your boss man want Octavius?
Oh, I can tell you that.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, he's got some secret information. I could tell. I see him. Oh, Lion Quinn, you know, writing paper on the Quillis or whatever his name was.
Legionnaire Quintilis.
I was close enough.
Lion Legion.
Parchment and Quintilis or whatever your name is, right? So I just want to know. All right. Well, then forget that question. I'll have a redo. Did you, by any chance, bring a box with you with our stuff, or was it left back in old not Shade Mantle, Timber Grasp?
Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion
Octavius,
Legion.
mate, are they all like this?
Yeah, pretty much. This is standard procedure if you're captured by the enemy.
What breaks that standard procedure?
Well, that's individual, isn't it?
All right, Governor, how's it going? Want the apple again?
Can we while I'm sat there and watching the exchange, can I observe the soldier and see what he looks like, and if he looks like he's like experienced, and if he looks like he's not going to do anything, or if he looks quite green behind the ears or something?
You see that he is a is male. He's about 20, early 20s, mid 20s, sort of hard to tell. His face is covered in a couple of scars. He's clean shaven. He's still in his armor, which is quite ragged. It's got a few of the scores from the large sword that he'd been attacked with, but it is not completely broken. It's still serviceable. You see from his tattoo on his left arm, on his right arm, that his tattoo is silver. If you roll me an insight check, let's see if you can read anything into his character.
Octavius, I think we should switch. I'll drive the horses. You can chat to this bag of change here.
I got 11 on the insight.
I mean, these Chinellans haven't been very nice, and these Legionnaires have been the least nice of everyone you've met, and this guy just seems to be a bit of an arse.
Oh, good.
May I introduce you to local celebrity, most sought-after bachelor, and ex-soldier in the whole of Chinella, Octavius Aquila!
Aquila.
Aquila!
Brilliant.
That's what I said. Hey, you two related? Aquila, Aquilis. Is he like your, you know, like...
He looks over at
Just go drive the
you.
horses.
All right, I'll go do that.
He looks over at you,
All right, first
Octavius,
cousin, second cousin,
and says, Sergeant,
Well, it seems you've been ordered to deliver me to my brother. Was that a direct order from my brother?
Legionnaire Quintilis,
I
Lion
understand.
Legion.
Well, I'm not going to force anything out of you. It's not in my character. So I just sit in front of him and I stare at him.
You stare at him for long enough that everyone starts to feel awkward in the cart, apart from Ripper, who is still talking to the horses. And make a insight check with advantage.
An insight, okay. I can do that. Well, I can't do that because I rolled a 1 and a 6, so that's 13.
Brad!
They were different
Wow.
dice. I've used 4
13.
dice and not rolled above a 6.
Okay, so with a 13, it's something, isn't it? You at least see that you see the silver mark, the silver tattoo. You know he's experienced. Not as experienced as some of the vets, but he's been around. You also see that he's really struggling to hold your gaze.
I just maintain my gaze, and I, my spell probably is expired by now, and
Yeah.
I begin to, while still staring at him, just use mould earth so that the cart becomes less rickety and more stable.
Okay, yeah, it makes a little bit of difference. I'll say that gets you up to normal travel speed at least, and you guys start to move a little bit quicker. You do, as you've been going, start
because I have to concentrate on this. I sort of glaze over now while staring at him, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's just staring back. After about another 5 minutes, you do see a figure in red with kind of green or half green trousers and half of really soggy brown trousers. It actually looks like he's doing a pretty good job of traversing, kind of trying to move from thing to thing. But again, it's from rock to rock or from trunk to trunk or dry patch to dry patch. Every now and then it looks like a dead certain dry patch and just up to the knee. And just, you know, the dangers of the people who don't know the terrain that well. And you
Gov,
managed to
need a
catch up
lift?
to 6.
Need a lift, Gov?
Oh,
Right down there,
finally you're here. I was wondering when you'd turn up.
Come on up.
Yeah, just a little ways this way. I found a path through. Don't worry. And 6. Where's the young man from the Lion Legion?
Old Octavius is having chats with him in the back. You know, they're doing that Chinellen thing where they like don't really talk a lot and just be really passive aggressive to each other and just
They
stare
assume
into
that
each
other
other's
people
eyes.
know what they're thinking, and they keep
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
hidden.
Sting do that
Yeah,
with his
that's
wife.
the one. Yeah, they don't
There's
communicate
nothing
enough.
passive aggressive about Octavius.
They don't like.
It's
you know,
passive or aggressive, right? It's like it's never. Yeah.
I just look. I know I'm half Chinellen, but I just wasn't raised. You know, my Chinellen half is not like this at all.
Is
It's more
he?
like the
Is
Enderian
he?
half, isn't it?
No, I would love to hear more about that later. It sounds very important, and it must be very difficult for you. Is he awake? And what is his name?
Well, it sounds like a thing you write with on paper.
A quill.
Parchment and quintilis. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, not quiltilis.
Okay. I'm going to tell Octavius that you need him by the horses to lead the path faster to my brother's location.
I've got this. Ladies and gentlemen of the Dark Main Forest, or whatever this is called, place. What's it called again? Someone from the audience?
Darkwood Expanse?
The Darkwood, coming live from you from the Darkwood Expanse. This secret man of mystery who you must have heard of, right? He led the secret Enderian army. Haven't heard of him? Exactly. It is Sixsmith. Come on, Octavius, need you up with the horses.
Right. I just stand up and sit down.
As you stand up and go to leave, Quintilis says, "It's nothing personal."
It never is, but somehow it always gets there.
True enough.
Faeza's who's sat next to it, sort of nearish, just like cross-legged on the cart, goes, so what is it if it's not personal?
Well, he's following orders, as all legionnaires do.
Oh, okay. But what orders?
My brother's orders to capture
No,
me.
no. I mean, what are his orders? Was it just to take us to Shade Mantle?
I mean, most likely, as someone of his experience, his orders were to follow somebody else's orders.
Okay, but he's not originally from Timbergrasp, is he? The Lion Legion, they're from up north. Is that right?
Yes, but
okay.
it's not truly indicative of where a legionnaire comes from, because recruitment is countrywide, and then they're assigned to a legion afterwards.
Okay. So she might turn to the soldier and go, so where were you from before? Were you from the north?
Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion Legion.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yeah, of course. I forgot. We're not talking. Okay. Would you like some tea?
You see his eyes just briefly give away a slight hint of, it is cold. Just purses his lips and doesn't say anything.
Okay. Well, I tell you what I'll do. Legionnaire Quintilis of the Lion Legion, I will make some tea, and I will put it sort of near you, and I'm sure nobody will tell anybody in charge. You can have some tea. I'm sure that will be fine.
Make a persuasion check, Faeza.
Okay.
Killing him in kindness. So unusual.
I tried to offer him an apple, bruv.
I got a 9.
9. Okay. We'll see what happens when you make that tea. This is the point Six is going to jump on. I'm going to quickly cut back to Lak. And Lak, it has been like another 20 minutes at this point. No one's arrived. You're watching. Nothing's coming out of that cave. Can you just make a perception check?
Kidding me.
Brilliant.
I've got to stop rolling dice because I'm taking it away from Brad and Christine. So I think I need to roll less dice, and I don't need to roll more.
So as you're lying there, and you, in your time training, you have sort of specialised in certain situations to do with focus and really tuning into the environment around you and focusing in on one thing. And as you're focusing still, even though you've got your bright saffron robes and this is a very dark and dingy place, you almost got a kind of a stealthy feel. And as you're watching, you notice that there is no sound around you. Not as in like a magical silence, but as in you hear sort of the grass and the leaves, but you don't hear crickets, you don't hear birds, nothing.
Dead. Damn. Okay, well, I'm going to slowly... Yeah, the thing about the saffron robes is they're deliberately bright, so that when I'm being stealthy, you think you should be able to see me, but it's bizarre because you can't. So Lak's going to stealth his way towards the entrance of the cave, keeping low.
Let me just say, what I will do is I will activate the map on Foundry so you can see it. So you can start thinking about where you would like to specifically sort of be standing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say you can make that stealth roll and we'll come back to you in a sec.
Cool.
If you'd like to, feel free to move your token where you feel that you should be. You should be able to access it. Just in case, let me dump it on the map.
Okay, I'm on 50% loading, so
yeah, fantastic. It will get there in a bit. Everybody else, Six, you managed to just jump up onto the back of the cart as Octavius climbs over to join Ripper.
So Six starts by looking the soldier in the eyes and just asks, "May I sit?"
He doesn't reply. With your experienced eye of troops, you instantly see that whilst you don't recognise the rank or the insignia on his uniform, he clearly looks experienced. Sort of hardened, but not a vet of 20 years, 30 years. This is a guy that's been around long enough to know what's going on. You get the sense you see his armor is rust free aside from the injuries sustained in the recent battle. He looks in good form. You would sort of look at him and think, this is a good soldier.
Okay. Six sits opposite him. He sort of he sits cross-legged and he sort of picks at something on his shoe, and he's sort of arranging his laces, and he sort of doesn't fully look the soldier in the eye. But he goes, I'm on leave from the Indian army. I'm a captain of the 9th Hand. I'm on a journey of bereavement with my brother, and we fell in with good folks who we all managed to find a kinship and a bond over the music of life. When I came to Chinella, never were its people considered my enemy, nor enemies of Interi, of course. I had no reason to think otherwise. But ever since my brother and myself and my band have come here, we have been assailed by uncouth merchants, plague, hostile spirits, and nothing but the most vile and unhelpful, self-interested soldiers I have ever met. Now, I am not your enemy. I am a complimentary army soldier from another country. To be your enemy would be to admit that we are at war, and the nations, to the best of my knowledge, are not at war. So I have one primary question. I want to be able to call you the first friend of Chinella that I have found here, and I hope that you answer it well. And he pauses, and he recognizes
from the front.
He's excluding the band that he mentioned earlier on. He realizes his throat's a little parched. You know, he could perhaps do with a tea of some kind. But he goes, my question is, it's a simple one, really. Have you heard of your legion finding a box of some ornate description in the hotel room that they found us in? And he just continues to play with, he pulls out a loose screw on the bottom of the cart and sort of plays with some dust.
He replies, Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion, Legion. And in the voice you would hear, with your soldier's background, whilst Indiri doesn't teach its soldiers to do the whole stoic face in capture, they would trust you to talk your way out or just be human about it and try and wait for a good situation. You can sense that this is a very military response, and that he is doing a very good job of showing no feelings whatsoever in your reply.
I admire that in Chinella. I've seen very few feelings, mostly indifference, anger. You must be a very troubled nation. If we are captured in here, and it happens, we are often expected to give as much custom to the people who have captured us as they to us. I hope that my band have been kind to you. May I ask, at least as a soldier to soldier, what rank you are?
Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion Legion.
Would Six know if that amounts to a rank, or if he's just he won't divulge? Or
I tell you what, make me a history check. Let's see if you've picked it up in taverns and things, or how much Octavius would have actually opened up, because he was very quiet in the first days.
That's a 14 for history.
Yeah, you'd know that whilst you haven't got an encyclopedic knowledge of every rank, Legionnaire is the base entry rank. You would sort of say it is similar to a spear in the Indirian army, which would be the lowest rank.
If I may, quickly before I go and speak to my brother, I'm looking for him. You see, he has a stone, part of a stone on his spear. It's very special. I don't know if the soldiers of your rank sometimes the lower ranks, they've seen more turmoil and toil than the higher ranks, sometimes the other way around. I really don't know what it's like in Chinella, but may I ask, have you seen a lot of death, son? Is it something that you're acquainted with?
He sort of just does that sort of weird sighing laugh. Just taps his tattoo, which is again silver, and says, Legionnaire Quintilis, Lion Legion.
Okay. So, regardless of your orders, you understand that, like you, a soldier does not long for battle or war, even if sometimes in his heart he knows it's the right thing he must do. I am curious if you understand that perhaps the orders that we take that are personal in nature can sometimes conflict with the greater good, looking after the people of your lands, which I'm sure that it is something even in the Lion Legion you want to do. The box we're looking for, the stone, the other items on our missions, in our band, they are all to do with the greater good. We do not yet know how or why, but we know it will save a lot of people from seeing the kinds of death that you and I as soldiers have seen. I would like to drink a tea, and I would like to ask you 3 questions. And then after we have finished with those questions, if you have answered me honestly with those 3, we will let you on the road to find your Lion Legion, and you may tell them anything you want about what you have seen, about us, about who we are, any weaknesses, anything as a soldier you may want to give to your superiors, or maybe you would like to question them as to why they have sent you in as a soldier, on personal orders instead of orders that are actually to look after your countrymen. That is your choice. But if you answer me honestly, we will set you free after 3 questions. If you do not, then I cannot account for what happens afterwards. I am, as they say, just a cop.
As you've made as a roleplay argument, that's fantastic. So let's see if the dice back you up. Let's make a persuasion check, please. I was going to say with disadvantage, but that was genuinely such a lovely speech. I'm going to just let you have
So
a
with
roll.
advantage, that's lovely, Johnny. That's so kind of you. Everyone at home's going, Johnny's such a hard ass as a DM, but every once in a while he just makes such a lovely, sweet call.
You just did. You just got a straight roll. Look at that.
So,
All right, what am I rolling? Which one?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay.
So while he's doing
Right.
that,
Yeah.
Faeza's finished her tea, making the tea, and she gives the or places in front of the Legionnaire her original mug, and then she's popped her. Look at his face. Shush! I'm talking about tea. Pouring tea into my little 2-handed mug, and I would gingerly hand that over to Six, and then I'll zip back down. Carry on. He's got his tea.
Okay.
So he slurps his tea, and maybe, if he may be permitted, he obviously is very thankful, with his natural 20, you can see it in the game log on D&D Beyond. It's a 23 in total.
Yeah,
with a natural
I'll take it.
20, he
I
has
saw
a
it pop
little
up. I was
sly
like-
look on his face as he slurps his tea.
So he, with that natural 20, as he slurps his tea, the soldier looks at Six, looks at Faeza, looks at the mug, just reaches for the mug, drinks it,
Okay.
nods at Faeza.
Oh, good. At least he likes the tea.
He was tied up. Just saying.
You can hold one
Yeah.
mug with
You
his
can
hands
do that.
together.
Oh, I assumed he was tied behind his back the way I like it. Okay, fine. Don't worry then. Well, Ripper likes it. Sorry, Ripper likes it.
So Six gives it a reasonable sort of amount of time for them both to appreciate the fantastic tea that Faeza's brought them, and just because you do need a moment to just soak that tea in, and then he looks the Quintilis straight in the eye and he asks him very kindly, have you heard of your legion finding a box of some ornate description in the hotel room in which they found us in initially?
Again, there's that silence, and you're certain that he's just going to repeat rank and order, and he just says, "We took everything that was in there."
Do you know what is in the box? Or do you know anybody who knows what's in the box? That's one question.
Takes another drink. Swallows it about, swallows. You don't ask questions. Not when you're a legionnaire.
I would
Do you
hope
know?
I would hope that you could at least think back, because that box may be the cure to the plague that is starting to spread across our country.
Everyone knows the plague's just a rumour.
We have
Uh-oh, the
seen
anti-plaguers.
firsthand,
Anti-plaguers.
and it is not.
Faeza will lean forward and just say, No, it's very much not. And if you have any contacts in this part, which you might not, you've only been here a little while, but a little bit further south in Cinderbane, there's a whole problem, a very big problem, and it's working its way up. So
The soldier
who was
looks
the
back at Octavius and says, well, weak leadership.
No,
Yeah.
that's not very
And
nice,
it's
is
only
it?
going to get weaker with my brother at the helm. Self-serving and ambitious. And that's who you want to lead the Legion, do you?
I'm sorry, Sergeants. But who's been on the front lines and who quit after their second term?
Well, that's because we disagree on what the Legion should be doing. And evidently, we still disagree.
Some men are strong, some aren't.
You know, I'm not so sure. Maybe this gentleman would leave this carriage and think twice about what the orders he follows will do to his own people. May I ask, does anybody else have anything to say before I ask him my final question?
I just like to say, now I'm a little person, so I don't often I haven't been to the front line, but I would say that often when you're fighting a war, not all of the battles are at the front. Sometimes more important battles have to happen in other places. So, you wouldn't. Can you imagine what would happen to an army's strength if a plague ripped through it? What would happen if an army didn't get its food? If people didn't fight off for the supply lines? What would happen if, nobody bred the animals in the back who need to come forward? I think that an army needs to be very concerned with what happens everywhere.
Your tea is wonderful, but this is a little above my pay grade. He drinks and says, I've already been to hell. I don't fear anything. Kill me if you will, or let me go.
Okay, we will let you go after you tell us where the belongings the Legion have taken from the hotel, where they are.
They were all on the carts.
Thank you, my friend. I imagine you can find your way to the road if we let you out here.
Just nods at you.
And Six nods back, as he might to, I hesitate to say an equal, but, he definitely gives him a nod of respect. He appreciates that this is above and beyond the call of duty. Maybe he says something like, I don't understand your customs, but if we are asked by anybody in the Chinellan army about what happened to you, we will say that you never broke under questioning and we left you peacefully.
Fine by me. I suppose my sword would be a little bit too much to survive out in the wildlands. Leave a man just his bare fists.
You've been to hell. I'm sure you can fight using your bare fists out of here. And he cuts the ropes. He cuts the ropes and escorts him. Like how you would. He gently escorts him, but firmly, out of the cart and away from them, just like that.
You can take inspiration for that.
Octavius.
That was
Octavius
the first
throws him a
inspiration
dagger,
I've got, by the way.
I'm sorry, but Octavius throws him a dagger. He can't leave a legionnaire out to dry.
That's fair enough. I expect Six either doesn't see it or lets it go. Yeah.
And Faeza gets her mug back, obviously.
He
Important.
does put the mug down. Yeah, he's not going to try and steal your
He's
mug.
not a complete dick. Good, that's all right.
Okay, so he, with his bonds free, grabs the dagger, chucks it in the air, catches it, gives it a nonchalant shrug, turns without looking back, just starts walking back to the road. The rest of you are still on the cart. You're still, well, Octavius, you're up front. Can you just make a survival check?
I'd be up front with him as well.
You can also make a survival check. In fact, Ripper, can you make a perception check?
Of course, I can make a perception
Yay.
check for you. I got to 21.
I got a 26. Finally.
Hooray!
Hey.
So both of you, at almost the exact same time, spot a tear of orange material in a bush branch. You very clearly both recognise it. Ripper, as you excitedly turn to tell Octavius, he's already turning the horses and the cart towards it. Octavius, with your roll, what you also notice is, looking further beyond with your scout's eyes, you start to see the valley rising up above you. So you know you're going into a valley of some kind. It takes... I'm just going to quickly cut back to Lack and say, Lack, you've hidden in your position. You've been there about another 10 minutes now.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to, while I'm in there, just like have a peek in. Can I see anything while I'm stealthed up?
So make me a stealth check.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. So you go up feeling pretty hidden. You look in. It seems like it's a very narrow corridor, probably only 1 foot wide, 1.5 feet wide. You're really going to have to squeeze through. It's not going to be comfortable. And it just goes back into darkness from what you can tell.
I shall wait for my brother before entering the death hole.
Okay.
That seems wise. Yes,
Okay.
right. You can keep that quiet.
Get out. And then we back on the cart. Is there anything anyone would like to do? I'm going to say you've got a firm bead with those two rolls.
I want to just double check. We did just have a fight. I want to double check everyone is well.
You've not yet had a rest, I should point out as well.
Yeah, I want to make sure everyone is well. As everyone's mental, you know.
Dix is bleeding quite profusely.
Okay.
He's kept it under wraps, under the mud. You can't see it, but he's quite damaged.
I was going to suggest we take a short rest once we find Lack. We're not likely to be discovered out here anytime soon.
All right, that's a fair point.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm assuming by this point everyone's, recovered their armor and put it on and everything else as well.
Yeah, I'd say you are fully tooled up again, so you can tool up, but you have not yet had a short rest as you are still travelling. As the act of actually being on the cart, certainly for Octavius and Ripper, who are keeping an eye out, is not restful. I would say Seed, Faeza, and Six, if you're just lying in the back and not doing a lot. You've been travelling about 25 minutes. I mean, a short rest is really half an hour to an hour. So we'll see how the next 10 minutes of travel goes. You might get a short rest here. Lack, you've been still now about 35 minutes.
Okay.
So I would say, again, you're coming up on a short rest, but you're not yet there.
Okay.
Okay. So you carry on travelling about another 10 minutes. You'll finally enter into the clear, this sort of dead end where... Can everyone make a perception check for me?
Lack's going to make the bird call of an Indiri bird. Do we have a name for one of those?
Kookaburra.
I was actually going to say the hoopoe bird, but yes,
Okay.
hoopoe.
Was that something
The cock-a-hoop.
I
That's
thought
it,
we were
it's
going
the
to go with
cock-a-hoop.
the dying
You have to
giraffe.
portmanteau it.
Or in fact, it would be... The best one would be a peacock, wouldn't it? And Ripper and Six, you can both have advantage on your perception checks.
I rolled a 4. What do I?
A 9.
12 and a 13. Perception, did you say?
Yes.
17 for Ripper.
Okay.
A dirty 20 for Six.
Six,
30, 20, yeah.
you hear your brother imitating a bird.
What
Very
the-
clearly.
Okay,
Six,
great.
is that? I've never had one of those in ages. Is that a what's it called again? A cock-a-hop
A cock-a-hoop. Yeah. It's
a hubba bubble.
Have a nightmare.
It's Lack. He's telling us that we need to be quiet and maybe only a few people go ahead of the cart and we'll scout out the area and maybe meet him in a stealthy position.
So I'm going to actually say at this point, Six, Seed, and Faeza, and Lack, you have just completed a short rest. Okay, which means Six, you've been wearing the sword, haven't you?
I have indeed. Yes.
You've just attuned to it. On D&D Beyond, if you go to the add items section, you can add, it's called the Butcher's Shield. So you can add that and you can have that as equipped. You will need to attune to it, but then you will have that item in your inventory. Octavius and Ripper, with leading the cart, you are not quite rested yet, but you get the sense as you hear this bird, any last preparations you want to make, now is the time.
I really need some rest. And I sort of get off the cart.
I can drive first cousin and second cousin, mate. You put your feet up with a hat on and just like chill out.
I mean that's okay. I mean, if you need to rest, Ripper, that's all right. We can.
I'm actually all right. I've just, I've laid my hands on myself, making sure I've got no cuts and bruises or anything like that. So I'm all right, really. Actually, I can carry on going.
I go over and I start bandaging like broken ribs and stuff because I'm really low health.
Okay, can you make a medicine check on yourself?
I can.
I've spent 2 hit dice, just so you know, and restored key.
I rolled a dirty 20.
So, with your experience in the woods, and as you've got a little bit of time to prepare,
I'm also proficient in medicine. So.
You are also proficient in medicines. I'm going to say that you can have roll 2d4.
Oh, okay, interesting. I thought I was just going to get a short rest. That is 4.
Get 4 temporary hit points.
Ah, nice.
As you feel that this bandaging, it's not replenishing you, but it'll just keep you going in the field a little bit longer if you need to. Okay. Faeza, you wanted to do something?
No, I mean I was going to offer to help, but I think his medicine score is better than mine anyway. So, yeah, I think I'll just, I've already tarted Toots up a bit. I think, yeah, no, that's me. I'm already happy and just there to offer any help if anybody needs it.
So you managed to get to point where you very now clearly see, with some careful looking flickers of orange in a bush, you are looking for it, so you see it. To anyone else, you assume it would be hidden, and you sense that you are maybe 60 feet away, and the ground now, even with the help Octavius having given, is just mushy. Would you like to carry on bringing the cart forwards?
No, I think maybe the cart should stop here if we're close.
We're at risk
I
of
think
getting
if
stuck.
we're trying to be quiet, we should really not be trying to drag the cart through all this mud. It's going to be very difficult to do that and not draw attention.
Are we all together, or a few of us further ahead?
You're all together on the cart at the moment, aside from Lack, who is hidden about 60 feet away.
So we'll have. So I think we should tie the horses to a tree. Definitely make sure that they can't go anywhere. But maybe get the cart. Maybe move the cart off. To keep them all together, but maybe move it slightly off from the brush. Cover it with some some leaves and things, some foliage.
So you're going to take about 10 minutes to try and disguise the cart, yeah?
Actually, maybe. Well, I don't think so. But we'll just definitely tie the horses.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a quick job.
Johnny has it in for the horses. Just lose. It's fine.
We
all know Johnny is an animal hater. He hates horses of all kinds.
Not an animal hater. They are delicious with mustard.
We will tie up I'll turn the horses around, so if we need to quickly jump on the cart and then they're in the direction to be traveling away.
Okay.
You haven't got to do a 3-point horse turn with them or anything.
That's fine.
Wheel spin in the mud.
We'll see. So you get down, and I'm going to ask then everyone else: are you approaching stealthily, or are you just walking in?
Wow.
I mean,
I would
How long's
definitely want
past
to.
without a trace run?
That's
Cool.
definitely gone by now.
oh yeah, that's only an hour. That was out
Okay.
ages ago.
I would definitely want to sneak.
Okay.
I have no more
Yeah.
second level spell slots either. So
Hang
I
on, we've
can't
only
cast
been
it
travelling
again.
for half an hour because of the short rest, didn't you?
You'd already been travelling a little bit further before
Yeah.
that, where they'd
Yeah.
been waiting for you to come back. That had been
Yeah,
about
we waited
25,
like 20
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So it won't have ended that long ago, but it did drop.
but it does now. Fine.
Do you guys think we need a distraction?
I don't know. Who do we need to distract?
I don't know. I tell you what, if we need one, I've got
Okay.
trick up sleeve. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to help. I've got some tricks as well. So
It's
It's a
it's
great.
not like tricks like it's gone tricks, but like tricks. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Like tricks. You get me?
yeah, that's
Cool.
fine. I have some other tricks like making noises.
No.
Flashes
I
and-
mean like tricks, not tricks, but tricks. You
Does,
get
any,
me?
does anybody else understand?
Faeza,
Does someone get me?
Faeza sort of
No.
says, "Okay," and she really obviously does not. She's just trying really hard to understand, but not upset him at the same time.
Can you just explain yourself?
All right. Well, let's stealth up there, and if we need a distraction, don't worry. Your boy's got tricks.
Everyone make me a stealth check. Six, and Octavius, I believe you're making it with disadvantage.
No, I
make
have
it
leather
disadvantage.
armor.
You have leather, okay.
I have. I don't. I make it disadvantage.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
Okay.
I got a 19.
24.
Nice.
25.
Ooh, seed. Stealthy.
9.
Okay. So, with that, you believe that you are fairly stealthy as a group, with the odd crunch from the others. And if you could load up Foundry, you will see the map is there. I'm going to ask you to position yourselves where you would like to be. So for everyone listening at home, essentially it is a valley where they are entering from the west, and you're looking eastwards. To the north and the south are high or kind of medium-high cliffs, maybe 30 feet tall, that are crumbly, broken, wet earth, bits of ragged roots sticking out. At the top are clearly desiccated trees that have become damp and rotten. And where you're standing, the ground is sort of this almost luminescent green, but very squidgy, like walking on moss. And as you look further in, there's just churned mud and earth and bits of rotten grass. And the ground itself looks very wet. You see Lack hidden right to the west in a pile of bushes behind one of the trees that has still got some of its leaves on, although really it's more covered in these sort of purple and green spired vines that are wrapping around and seem to almost be strangling aspects of the tree. So you have a little bit of time as you load into. Tell me where you would like to be hiding.
Okay, so are we approaching from
The west.
Okay, and on the map, if people can see it in Foundry, is the light green representing a lower level, and then the dark green a higher level?
So the sort of muddy green round the side with the ragged line, that is the cliffs above you.
Okay, brilliant.
So again, they are already above you. You could say they're about 30 feet high, very clearly wet mud, crumbly with roots sticking out of them.
Okay,
You are, yes, in a lower level.
righto. Are we taking this in terms of combat, in terms of traveling as far as our distance is, or are we just placing
I mean,
ourselves?
I would say try and move, yes, your movement speed for the
Okay.
moment. You're just entering the west, but there's currently no combat.
I mean, I would like to slowly make my way towards Lack to try and understand the situation, because I don't know why we're stealthing at the moment, but I'm just following his lead.
Okay, so you could probably get to there, just to the other side of the. So you do notice sort of fairly near you is one quite larger tree that again has leaves on it, and again has these purple green vines wrapping around. And you manage to get just to the other side of it, to the edge of the rough terrain. As you're looking around, you've got a vague eye line on Lack. He's said almost perfectly hidden. The sort of rotten colours of the leaves actually hide his saffron quite well, as some of it is yellow and red spots.
Okay.
In terms of position, I would want to move somewhere. Basically, I want to be a maximum of 150 feet away, which I'm just currently trying to work out which tree that would be. I think I can be behind the one that's furthest back on the valley to the north.
Okay, so you approach the sort of skeletal looking wizened tree with its gnarled branches, and just resting your back against it, glancing out, one hand on your bow, awaiting anything that might happen.
I think Faeza and Toots are probably going to travel together. So Faeza's only got 25 feet of movement, so they'll stay together. But
Okay.
if we can make our way to probably the other side of the tree where Seed is.
Okay.
Just at the maybe just tidge north as well.
Okay, so you again go to the diametric opposite of where Seed is, just the other side of the branch, looking into the clearing itself.
Yeah, can we see the cave that I know you mentioned to Lack? Or
yes, so on Foundry you will see a little yellow X that I've drawn. It is a crack rather than a big cave. As you're looking around, I would say you can see the fissure in the rock, or this crumbly soil, fairly easily. It's a little bit obscured by low-lying brush, but it's not heavily obscured at all.
Have you moved Octavius yet?
Yes.
Is he still a level? All right, no, fair enough. So I'm
refreshing.
gonna look over at 6, and I'm gonna be like, "All right, listen, I don't do very well with the stealthy stuff, yeah. So hold my hand, right, and I'll just go wherever you go, way up high or down low, yeah."
That's a terribly veiled reference to one of Ryan's other characters in another game.
Yeah,
it's an in-joke for just all the people who are shaking their heads.
Yeah, but it'll become a thing. Don't worry, bruv.
We thought we'd got rid of that one.
So he doesn't know where. So he doesn't know where. You don't know where Octavius is. So you're just trying to sort of hold my hand. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just not good at, like, I'm good at sneaking around, but that's different to stealthing around. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sneaking around is like getting out of bedroom window without someone knowing about it, right? But stealthing around is someone totally different.
So can Six take him to Octavius?
I'll just basically, wherever you decide to move, I'm just walking in tandem with you.
So Six would take his movement to go near Octavius, leave Ripper there, and then carry on to carry on to Lack.
So you've got 30 feet to get to Octavius, but that would be the full movement you have this round of movement so far.
Yeah, so then what he'll do is he will detach himself from Ripper and sort of gently move him towards Lack.
Okay,
and sort of partner them together. To Octavius. And partner them together.
Ripper's definitely going to try and like reach
hold
down
his hand
for
instead.
Octavius's hand. Yeah.
Octavius is already moving in the direction of Lack, away from them.
Oh, okay, I'll come with you.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Come with it. He's just gonna.
So
be trying to grab a bit of his sash or like armor to help to like follow him along.
You're in the clearing. It's deathly silent. You've all taken positions. What would you like to do?
Octavius, do you think there's actually something here, or do you think we're just sneaking around for the hell of it?
So are we?
I mean, there's
go out
probably
there
something in the cave, right?
Right, how about this? I'll go out in the middle, make some noise. If something comes out of the cave, right, we've got ambush.
But couldn't you wait until we're all hidden then? Because we're a bit exposed to be doing that right now.
However, it's not a bad idea.
All right, boys. I see from the two military minds here, I understand exactly that's what we're going to do, right? Ripper obviously simultaneous. All right, good. And break. And then Ripper's going to try and start walking towards the middle, but I won't move yet. I'll do it once other people have set. Like I can see people have set.
Can I make a suggestion?
Ah!
Where are you?
What the hell was he doing? Jesus!
And you suddenly notice that Nimble has moved to just literally be standing beside you, leaning against the tree, his beak forward. He goes, should we just go look in the cave?
I mean,
I'm getting a little bit paranoid now.
I was going to check the situation with Lack over there before moving into the cave, in case he had seen something.
Oh, right, yeah, he's a good one. He'll know what's happening.
That's right.
Yeah, I think unless we are expecting, can we still move in stealth, or would we have to roll again? How does it work?
You would have to roll every time you stealth.
Okay, well, I think Six will motion to Ripper and Octavius to go towards Lack in a stealth-like, in a quick stealth-like fashion. That's the Kylo Ren, we all know. In a low, quick, stealthy fashion to Lack.
Make stealth rolls then, please.
Oh. 10 for Ripper.
Okay.
13 for...
Yeah,
So is it just
14.
Octavius and Ripper moving?
I think I'd
And 6.
And 6, okay.
yeah. I think Faeza and Toots will probably move a little bit further along the upper wall of the
Okay.
cabin bit. So shall I roll for stuff as well?
So you can just about get to there. You're within sort of whispering distance of Lack
Fresh.
now, as you've managed to move up within about 10 feet of where you believe he's hiding.
Oh.
Yes, thanks, brother. There's a cave in here, but it's very thin. We'd have to squeeze in, and that's worrying. I didn't go myself because I wanted to come out again.
Oh yeah, well I guess I can't really go either because I'm just so swole, you know.
Oh, that is true. I
So if
was
it's
wondering
dark-
whether there was a local animal that maybe one of our group could talk to go in.
Yeah, if only Seed could look around and find an animal and it could, I don't know, maybe an earthworm? I don't know. Or...
Maybe something that was a little more
Faster, a little faster, yeah.
maybe a
I mean,
mouse or a rat. Or,
You must have
I saw her
noticed
talking to a
Lack,
mouse
that there
once.
is no life around.
Oh yes, that's right.
Damn. Oh, no.
Not even the meta pigeon can come and tell you that because there's no life around.
What about your bird, Octavius?
He is...
We scout the cave, maybe show us some light.
I mean, I can summon him, but the act of summoning is definitely loud.
I mean, I think we've kind of blown it now. I don't know whether any of you noticed, but you make a lot of noise when you're being quiet.
Well,
Look, as I said to your brother, right? I'm good at sneaking around. I'm not good at stealthing around. All right, there's a clear difference.
I
You
know,
know,
jumping out of a window at the end of the night is very different from hiding in the shadows.
Of course. Thank you. Finally, someone gets it.
Nimble said to just go into the cave if we follow his lead. Maybe we should be aware of light, of course. Those who cannot see in dim light. But if Nimble goes first, what do you think, Nimble? Lead the way?
well,
Rather...
if we're going to go loud, I might as well summon the
Oh,
spirit.
Look,
There.
I'm just saying I'm along for
There
the
seems
ride.
like there's nothing about. I'm just Ripper's gonna go get a phaser and Seed. Just walk out and be like, Seed, phaser. It's all right. I think there's nothing here. Also, Nimble's been with us the entire time. We all forgot he was there. So just come on
You
down.
forgot he was there. That's rude.
Just come on down.
It's alright, I
Do
was
we-
just daydreaming.
He must have been like
Daydream
under the
believer?
car.
Some kind of daydreaming believer?
So we're not being quiet anymore.
No, come on out.
If
Okay.
I'm honest,
Little, you know.
none of you have really been quiet since the start.
Do
I
we
was
know
doing
how...
my best.
Oh,
you got
actually, you
25,
were pretty good there,
yeah,
Steve.
you got-
Nobody
That's not
is
bad.
accusing you, Seed. You were the quietest of the lot.
I was fine up until Ripper came and tried to grab my hand.
No,
You
I
should have just
I
let him take it. It's the way to keep him quiet.
So as you're making a lot of noise and figuring out your preparations of what you want to do to go into the cave, we're going to take a break. We will be back in a few minutes, folks.
Hooray.
We will see you soon. Hello and welcome back. So, team, you find yourself standing in a cul-de-sac in a valley, dead trees, rotten ground, staring at a crack in the mud. What would you like to do?
May I suggest, if we are to go in there, and we'd have to have a good reason to, that somebody with good vision should go first.
Octavius, can't you like turn into mouse or something?
Yes, but it's a choice. Do you want my spirit to help us, or do you want me to be a mouse?
I mean, maybe a cat or something small to get in there.
Okay, I think I can do that.
Maybe lead the way as a cat, and then one or two of us. I have dark vision. I can maybe follow. I'm quite hardy and well rested now, and then maybe you follow in whatever order you like.
I'm quite small. I don't mind following, and I can see in the dark.
Before we go in, if Octavius is going, to go in the front, are you now feeling okay? Do you need anything else before we go in?
Actually, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself at first level.
Good thinking, Seed.
I mean, I am aware it could turn you interesting colours, but I do still have the option if you needed it of the potions, and there is things I can do. I just thought I should check.
Can I take one of the potions for an emergency? And
of course.
Maybe I will use that then.
Of course.
I put the potion.
Disclaimer, I accept no responsibility for any visual effects or otherwise that may occur to you as
That's
a
fine. We know who's
consequence of
responsible.
taking the potion.
I imagine it's read out to him in exactly the same way you might have got it from the shopkeeper, right? Like verbatim.
But like lightning quick, like they do. Like this is
Terms and conditions apply. This potion may turn you pink with spots. I don't know. Whatever.
The terrifying American sort of prescription adverts that they have.
And then it always says, may cause the worst disease ever in the small print.
Please consult your
Cause
doctor
the following
if-
side effects. 5 minutes.
All right, as per usual, I'll take up the rear. But when we get in there, I can't see very well. Someone's got to hold my hand.
So I,
Well, if possible, we create a chain as we go through, where maybe we can make sure we're.
I turn into an owl.
You
Those
turn
who
into an owl.
can't see, like I can give you something like this, and I get a stone and cast prestidigitation on it to give a little bit of light, just a low light.
So as there is specifically a spell called Light that does a similar thing, the light from prestidigitation is sort of the light you would get from, say, your phone front screen as you're moving. It's enough to just make out something very, very close, but to not break the bounded accuracy of the spellbook, it is a very, very localized light.
Okay.
Faeza, it's a wonderful idea. I do have the ability to create light, but I'm just cautious that we don't telegraph our arrival any more than we need to, just until we find out how far through it goes.
I think this might help Ripper so that he can, step well and easily and follow along, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
What do you think, Ripper? Yeah?
I mean, yeah, but I'm still into the hand-holding thing.
Seed's going to kind of inch forward and go, I can't see either. I'll hold your hand and we can fall over together. It'll be fine.
All right, perfect. I love that idea. Yeah.
Okay, so who's going in first? The meta owl flies in.
That was just so
like
perfect.
That's
Brad.
like the owl having the best time. Woo!
Can you
Right.
can you communicate to anybody when you're as an owl? She asks the owl.
The owl nods. I can understand.
Okay.
I can understand. I've got all the same mental
One of us
stats.
can talk to animals.
Yeah, so I've got all the same mental stats as Octavius. Just all the physical
Okay.
stats now as an owl.
Okay, Octavius. So if there's some sort of danger, you can go, "Caw!" And if there's no danger, you can go, 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 you know? What do you think? Would you like some sort of alternative
I
system?
flap my wings and I fly into the hole.
Okay, as
That's Octavius.
you fly in, can you make me a perception check? You have dark vision, so you can make it straight.
I was muted. I need to get the owl stat block. One sec, because I think it has a bonus to perception with vision or something like that.
Yes, I think they roll advantage on sight.
Owl has advantage on checks that rely on hearing or sight. Yes. It doesn't matter because it's my dice. So that's 8 plus 3, 11.
Okay. Faeza, did you say you were going in as well?
Following, probably about 10 feet behind, maybe.
Okay, you also have dark vision. Can you just make me a straight roll, please?
What are we rolling for? Perception?
Perception, yeah.
Right, thank you. 13.
13. So you both go in, and even though, Faeza, you are a gnome, you're quite small, and even in your owl form, you go in and you're almost instantly having to fly sideways really slowly because it is getting thinner and thinner. At one point, you're sort of hopping along the floor, unable to actually even lift your wings out. The crack seems to be going on about another 10 feet, veering to the left. Do you want to follow it?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
You go all the way in, right to the end, and the fissure just ends.
Okay. Stop! If anybody's following. I don't know if you're behind
sort
us.
of, as best I can, sort of peer around and try to spot anything unusual.
Make me a perception check. You have advantage still.
15.
It's a natural fissure in the rock. There's a few tree roots sticking through, some mud on the floor. No sign of anything else.
I just I send out one hoot. It's like, woo! And then sort of turn around, start hopping back.
You start to hop and you bump into Faeza, not literally because you see her.
Oh, is there anything? Is there anything ahead? No. Okay. All right. So we'll go back then, I guess. Turns round, makes way back out of the crack.
Okay. So you come back out.
Walking into everyone else who's been coming in at the same time, right? So because we're all following each other, that's what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly being divided by how small we are.
Okay. So I'm just going to check. Seed, did you move up and follow as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I would have followed along.
I expect that Six. I don't know what Lack would have done, but Six would have been either first in or second in because he's sort of a frontline warrior. So he would be the person who, if there is anything in there, he'd be able to take the hit.
And Lack could be right behind his brother.
So I imagine if it's Faeza after Owl, then it's Owl, Faeza, Six, Lack, and then whoever in whatever order.
See, Ripper will probably take up the rear.
Okay. So
Blind leading the blind.
quite literally. So you sort of mill around in this sort of shape, coming sort of like a rough line going into the cave. As suddenly, as Six starts striding forwards, and it goes black, you suddenly see Faeza coming out, and then just hopping behind her. A few seconds later, a tiny owl.
I'd like to think he chose like a pygmy owl. It's like that small.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
And there's nothing ahead. It stops.
Yeah, I sort
Well,
of wave my wings so that I get a bit more space.
Can someone? Is it dark in here?
So in the actual fissure, there's sort of light for the first foot, where the light can penetrate, and after that, it's dark.
But
Can
I
someone
made
put some
little
light in here?
prestidigitation stones for.
Yeah, I
Octavius-
think I'll pick up a reasonable chunk of rock, light though, hopefully, like so that I can throw it if I want to, and I'll cast light on the on the stone.
Okay,
I,
so
uh,
Well,
suddenly,
Faeza, you make a mean tea, but you know, it's this is how you create light from a stone.
and it is shining. If you'd made like the smallest flickering glow around a rock, which is the kind of sort of the limit of prestidigitation, this is a lamp in a room. It's decent enough to properly illuminate. And as you hold it forward 6, you see that the fissure runs on for about 15 feet and then snakes off to the left.
Octavius undoes wild shape.
Inside of the cave.
Well, yeah, I waved people back to give me enough room.
Oh, right, fine.
There is nothing there. It is a dead end. Lack, I never asked, what exactly did you see here?
Felt something in here. Did it not go round to the left?
It did, and it goes into a dead end. We'd need something. I doubt we'd actually be able to get anything much smaller than what I was in through the gap.
Brother,
It's-
should we go and
it
have a
stopped.
look with light?
By all means, try and get through.
Ripper's sucking it in, trying to get in this fissure. First of all, sound like my father. Second of all, do I still need to be in here? This is hurting me abs.
I mean,
So
you might
it's a
as well-
fissure. It's a fissure that runs to the cave, and then there's a further fissure that runs.
No,
fur-
so it's just a fissure,
It runs
and then the
left.
fissure turns to the left.
We did go left. Myself and Octavius. We turned. And Octavius was ahead of me, and he turned around and came back. So
I had a
Lack-
good look. It was a
Unless
dead
you want
end, and
It gets
I
Lack
could
very
sticks his
tight.
spear into
Um,
the fissure then, on the left, and then pulls it out again to see any sort of glitchy nonsense.
Nothing.
I'm getting out of here then. Ripper's going to amble his way out of the
mean-
crack.
Is there another? Did the crystal, was it floating? Could it have gone up the cliff?
Was that an up or a down or?
No, the fissure literally comes to a dead end in the rock.
Just a thought, but you don't think there could be any kind of door hidden here? Something that's maybe been disguised?
Yeah, something like speak friend and enter. Something like that. I don't know.
Is that
I
something?
don't know. It just seems odd if you're convinced that it's here and we can't enter. Maybe we just haven't found the right entrance?
Ripper, can you
No.
just make me a perception check, please?
I think if there's anybody that's going to sense something like that, it seems to be Lack.
13.
But
Okay,
we'll-
thank you.
We'll all need to sort of get back out
okay.
in order for Lack to then go back in first. There's not enough room to manoeuvres around here.
Can I try and cast some light, cast the light stone around, and maybe seek some sort of way out, some sort of door or some sort of secret.
So again, you're sort of sideways on to move through this. It's that narrow that you're having to sort of shuffle through side to side. As you hold this stone up and move it from one hand to the other, move it back, it seems to just be a straight corridor. It's not straight corridor, it's a natural fissure, so it looks irregular. There's bits of leaves and roots and things there, but there's nothing that's a different shaped brick or anything. It's very much uniform and natural.
And there's no
fissure.
chance of us moving across each other if we're going to leave. We leave out by the direction we came in, essentially.
Single file, yeah.
Okay, then I think I'll let everybody know. We might have been worried that this was some kind of ambush. Well, I think I would be worried that maybe the ambush is outside and this is just the trap to spring the ambush. It's something worth considering as we make our way out.
I mean,
if that's what
but
we
what
want to
would cause a fissure as a trap?
Well, I suppose we'll find out.
So are you leaving the fissure? Are you letting Lack go right in?
I'm going to try and leave the fissure, yeah. I don't think there's anything more that I can do.
Okay, so everyone has to back up enough to let Octavius and Faeza out. Are you guys doing that?
So presumably once you guys are going out, we can't see in there anymore anyway, can we? Because presumably the light rock is leaving.
I can roll the light rock down to you guys. 6 rolls the light rock
Well, you'd
down.
have to come out single file, so he could literally pass it to you, and then you could go
Yeah.
back in, because 6 was ahead of you in the order.
I'm guessing Toots was at the back of us because I didn't specify.
Yes, Toots
She
essentially.
won't be able to go sideways. She's probably. Is she still outside? Probably because
She
would
is.
Be able
She's
to, yeah.
It's probably a bit too wide for her.
Yeah. I
So
thought
she's sort of waiting outside patiently for you.
Yeah.
Little
In
little
which
tickle
case-
on the chin. While I'm out there.
I think we'll, yeah. I think maybe we need to go out, and if anybody wants to investigate, they can. But we all need to go out first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get back out of the crevice and I stay outside.
Anyone else going back
Basically.
in?
I'll
Basically,
try and we're already in there, aren't we, Dan? We're still.
No, you've
we're
now you've had to come out so Octavius can get out. It's single file, and he was the
Oh.
first one in.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
But do you want to go back in?
Well, that's just embarrassing, isn't it? Go in, come all the way out. You know, like maybe just the two of us can have a look in here, and then maybe everybody else can have a look outside and see if there's some other reason for this thing to be here the way that it is. Some sort of earthworm or something to talk to.
Can we
Or,
see anything as I'm outside? Can I see anything flickering with the same
Make a
image?
perception check.
Yeah, we'll head back in.
Okay. So as you two head inside, Six, you've still got your light rock, yes?
Both Lack and I have dark vision, right? So,
Lack does not.
oh, okay. Well, then I've definitely.
Oh no, turn it off.
Okay. Roll the rock out to the party if they want to come in. Use the rock to come in later on. I've sort of rolled it out, and it's fairly
Okay.
obvious to them that they can grab
Yep.
it from the entrance.
So, Lack, can you make then an investigation check with disadvantage? Six, you have dark vision. You can make it straight roll. So as
Well,
you
I
go in
do-
with the information that Faeza and Octavius gave you about the inside, it lets you actually just sort of feel around, see if you can find anything, any hidden catches or doors or anything that feels unnatural.
Okay.
Well, they-
Six has a 13.
I rolled a 7 and an 8, so that's a total of 9 in.
Thank you. Faeza?
I was just going to say, while we're outside, perhaps we can investigate around the fissure.
Okay, if
and
you anyone outside would like to, yeah, sure, go for it. Make an investigation roll.
22 to inspect the rest of the forest for the flickering.
Thank you. So as you are inside the fissure, just let me move people around a little bit on Foundry so we have a better sense of where we actually are.
I got a 19 straight for investigating.
Thank you.
the
We'll come
crack.
back to that.
Sniffing around the crack.
So as you two disappear in and you're feeling around looking for things, you feel bits of clumpy mud coming off in your hands, some like pebbles. It feels very natural. This seems like it might just be a natural fissure in the cliff.
Faeza got an unnatural 20 for
Okay.
investigating outside.
Everyone outside, as you start looking around, Ripper, say, a better roll for Nimble as well, who goes off and starts having a little wander to look. If I sort of move Toots back towards Faeza, and you guys are sort of by the entrance having a look.
I think I'll probably make my way down
Yeah.
southerly. But
I've
yeah.
made my way out more central into the area to see if I can look around.
Okay. And Ripper, where are you
I'd be
investigating in?
I'd be somewhere near the hole, as always.
Okay. And Seed, where are you investigating?
What I'll do is basically seeing everyone fan out. What I'll try and do is spread. So if we've got somebody near the hole and somebody because were you heading north, I'd then head south to kind of try and cover the ground, if that makes sense.
Okay,
Thanks,
so
Johnny, thanks.
Faeza went south, so you went north, yes? Okay, so the opposite side of the crevice. So, Ripper, you're just outside?
Yeah, thanks for giving us basically the best out of context Blood and Song episode we could ever ask for. Thank you, Johnny.
It's fine. And so you're all looking around. You don't really... You find some scuff marks sort of a little bit by the crevice. And as you look around, you all find scuff marks in the floor. And you're all sort of looking down. Toots pointing things out to Faeza. Seed looking through. Although it's very muddy, you're noticing some of the broken leaves just snapped there. Ripper looking down and you're seeing like a pattern, looks like a single set of feet, although it's now been muddied by the rest of you. And Octavius, as you're standing there, you go out and you look, just happen to be glancing around the bottom of the main tree, and you just see drip, a single drop of blood.
I move closer to investigate.
Drip.
Where's the source of the blood coming from? Do I see?
Seems to be coming from above you.
I look up, I have a look.
So above you, you see, in this dead giant tree, it's about 25 feet tall. It is quite broad, even though all the leaves have died on it. It's gnarled and it looks rotten, but near the top, you just see sort of a gloved hand drip with blood running down it. And as you're sort of thinking, that's weird, the hand disappears. And then suddenly, you see the air sort of shimmer.
Ooh.
Guys,
I need everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh.
Right, come on, high number. Need to warn the rest of the group. Oh, it's cocked. I roll a new dice. Oh, and it was lower than the cocked dice. God damn it.
Oh, no.
Such is life, I'm afraid.
The cocked dice is between a 15 and a 12, and the roll that I got on the other dice was a 7. I mean, come on.
Okay, anyone over 20 aside from Lack? Lack, I'm assuming you did get over 20 with your plus a cajillion. You're muted, but I'm assuming you are.
24, yes.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to start giving the enemies that alert feat if we ever
It's
come across
horrible.
any.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to untake it, actually. I'm thinking about untaking it. Because
I can't be stealthed on unless I'm asleep in a room by myself.
Yeah,
basically.
There's literally 2 people in the party that can stop that happening, and you chose to sleep on your own.
Passive perception of 22, and I was asleep.
Okay. So 15 to 20.
Yeah, I got 15. Yeah, 6 got 15.
Okay. Okay, 10 to 15.
11.
12.
Octavius, 5 to 10.
Got a 5.
7.
Seed, and then Faeza. Lovely. So, Lack, you're in the cave currently investigating.
I don't hear anything from outside, do I?
Nope. Well, there's nothing to hear so far.
Brother, can you see anything? Hear anything? Feel anything? I probably need to tell you something, but that's 6 seconds.
Yeah. Then, above you, Octavius, this glitching sort of seems to suddenly get closer. And can you make a dex saving throw for me?
I can indeed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
dex save.
Dex,
Yeah, dex save.
Let's roll this blue dice. That's okay. That's a 14.
Okay. So as you see this coming, you dive to the side and sort of into the middle, into the really mushy ground, and it sort of sticks to you and you feel the difficult movement of it. And suddenly, as the thing impacts on the ground, everyone else sort of turns. You hear this loud, kind of more like a slishing into the mud. It's sort of a 15-foot high, looks like a toad with these thorns on the top of its head. It's got sort of a yellow belly, greenish skin, and claws, quite long claws. And just hanging from its mouth, you see the last remnant of a glove just being swallowed. That's its movement. It is going to look round, see
Stabber.
Octavius,
called a
And-
mare ribbit by any chance?
It's
Mare ribbit? Mare. Get it? Someone's got to do it, Ryan. I felt you've been leaving the side down last sort of 40 minutes. No puns from you.
it is going to attempt to swallow you.
Of course it is.
Ooh. So does an 18? Oh, sorry, I haven't got the plus.
Oh, well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
22. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
So it manages to clamp onto you, and for this round you are grappled as you feel it get onto you. Can you make a strength save for me, please?
Oh, bollocks. Right, okay. Well,
What is
I
this?
definitely need to roll high here. Let's use the heavy dice that you can definitely hear me roll. 12.
You will turn around just to see Octavius get sucked into this massive toad.
Octavius does not have a lot of luck, for sure.
Oh, Brad, every time I feel so bad. 6, you are currently in a cave. You hear an odd sort of muted squelching noise. That's it. Your brother's talking to you.
Okay, 6 goes, No. I've got something to say instead. You know this spear that you carry, the stone that you bear? I know it's a great weight to you, brother. And I guess that's my 6 seconds for action, but can I take a bonus to continue talking? I think I can finish it in 6 seconds. Is that how it
Sure.
works? Okay.
Technically, no. It's all in 6 seconds action bonus movement, but
Oh
you know.
shit, is it really?
Yeah.
I'm nearly finished. I would not be offended or upset, and neither would Mother, if you ever had to save the stone instead of me. I realise.
And that probably is going to be the time. Ripper, you are up. You turn around just to see Octavius disappear inside this thing's mouth.
So what's the rule on swallow? Is it like if you hit something, they regurgitate?
Maybe.
Christine, what's it say on your little sideboard there?
What do you mean?
That would sound
you've
like
got all the rules there, haven't you?
metagaming
Oh,
to me,
right there, haven't you?
right?
Yeah.
Who's
Swallow
the
is
DM,
not
Ryan?
here. There's no swallow on
in all
here.
fairness, I can just pause, read the rules up myself because the books are available, and I could do that.
That's
You
true.
absolutely
Hold the
could.
stream
There's
up.
no swallow.
And then
I
Johnny
don't
could
know.
say, well, fuck the rules, I'm the DM. You
Yeah,
do
but we
what I
don't want
want.
to get into another spell focus thing, do we,
No.
Brad?
Yeah,
Probably
we
best to
don't.
keep
So
it
that's
straight.
Just
I
asking
know,
a
I
question,
know.
that's all.
I know. I just don't want us to start delving into that sort of territory.
Well, you don't have to, Brad, do you?
Yeah. I'm gonna run up to this thing and hit it with my stick.
Okay, so you rush up to it, make an attack roll.
Oh, fuck. Oh, threw it out of my thing. Not bad at all. 18 to hit.
You hit.
Lovely.
Roll damage.
Okay. No, not a D12. I'm not a barbarian in this game. That's 2 points of damage and plus 3, 5 points of damage.
What type of damage?
It is bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning damage. So as you go and rush up to the thing and just whack it in the gullet, hoping it's going to cause it enough pain to regurgitate your compatriot, what you notice is as you hit it, liquid seems to just flash off it back towards you, like when you flick a wet sheet and it just flicks up, and you take 8 points of acid damage as suddenly you're coated with acid.
No.
Well then, if it's covered in water, and we all know that what doesn't work well with like a watery goo is electricity. Can I ask this as a question, Johnny?
Go for it.
If I'm gonna use a thunderous smite,
Yep.
if that hits instead of the pushback that it gives to the enemy, can I say that that's the thing that like makes it go and spits them out? If it hits.
So this is your second attack.
This is my bonus action.
Your bonus action.
Bonus action to use thunderous smite.
I would say it. Well, Yeah, it will make a con save if you hit it with that to see if it can pass it.
Okay. Then
Which is pretty much in line with rules as written for
yeah, it
creatures.
needs
that
to
sort
make
of
a
things.
it needs to so I'll hit it with that. So that's 2d6,
It's a strength save it's got to make.
and it's a strength save. It needs to beat a 14, so it doesn't get moved, but it's still tip damage.
Okay, well it fails, so you're gonna do that, and you've got to see roll to hit with your bonus.
No, not with the smite.
Okay,
Um,
but haven't you got to hit first before you use this?
I hit. No, I hit with my attack, and then because this is a thunderous smite, it costs
Right.
me a spell slot and a bonus action to do, but I don't have to roll
Fair.
for it.
Fair. Okay, so this
So-
is technically the same attack or a second attack, and we're just flavouring it.
This would be my smite. So however
So
that
we'll
is-
say it's on the main attack that you did.
yeah, but
Okay,
it's only
that's
because
fair.
I have to cast it as a bonus, so I
Yeah,
can't
no
cast
problem.
it
I'm
as
just
a bonus. and everything like
clarifying
that. So I
something.
did 5 points of thunder damage,
Yeah.
and then if it failed its throw, it would be pushed back. But if we're using that as the regurgitate instead, that is what's going on.
Okay.
Achoo.
So it did fail that. So let's make its con save. Okay, we'll find out what happens on its turn.
Cool. And I'm just gonna sit there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you kindly. Octavius.
How much damage do I roll?
So you take 3 points of acid damage,
Okay.
and you are currently considered restrained.
Okay. I cast Burning Hands inside the beast.
You cast Burning Hands inside
I
the
mean,
beast. So it's going to. I'm going to say it's automatically going to fail because you are inside it.
Yeah. So that's 3d6.
So you can roll damage.
It takes 13 points of fire damage.
Sorry, how many? 13.
13, yeah.
13. Okay. Ripper. You see this gasp of fire inside. You see like the smoke comically coming out of the mouth, and as it kind of expands, more acid flies off, and you take another 4 points of acid damage.
I did it! I set it on fire from the inside out. I'm the best.
Okay.
And then... I don't think I can do anything as my bonus action. So that'll end my go.
Okay. Seed, your turn. Faeza, you're on deck.
Okay, so in a sort of bit of a panic, Seed is gonna raise their bow to aim at this thing, and for flavour as opposed to mechanics, is gonna be aiming at the back half, going, "Don't hit Octavius, don't hit Octavius," as they kind of get the shot ready to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just see Octavius's eyes in its mouth.
I was just saying, like
Was
an arrow pokes through it, just like right in front of Octavius's face.
So I rolled a nat 1. With
That's
my
an
ridiculous
automatic.
bonus, it's a 9, but it doesn't,
Natural one, unfortunately, does count in combat, and that is the automatic miss. So, in your panic, you pull up, release your arrow, and it just flies wide of the mark.
Okay, with my bonus action, I would like to. Can I switch to my drum? I'm sorry, I know I do that
course
all the
you can.
time. I
Yeah,
probably
absolutely
shouldn't.
fine.
But yeah, so switch to my drum and basically start beating really loudly, hoping that Octavius can hear it inside. So like it's really over enthusiastic, like hoping it's gonna get through, and Seed's going, "You okay in there?" while giving you bardic inspiration.
I'm assuming you're using the bottom of the bow almost like a doll beater. So it's that curved beater, isn't it, against the drum? So I'll say that's fine. Sure, Octavius, take your inspiration.
Thank you.
Is that your turn then?
That's my turn.
Is that still a d6 at the moment?
It is, yes.
Faeza, you're up.
Noob alert. So I'm going to try and improvise something here, and I'm not sure what counts as an action and a bonus action. Hopefully,
Okay.
to use it. So what I'd like to do is get my rope, because I've got a 50-foot rope in my kit, and tie it to a stone that's nearby. And I'd like to
Okay.
use prestidigitation on that stone. Is that something I can do in one go, or?
Yes, but you wouldn't be able to throw it this turn, so I'd say
Okay,
you'd have that
that's all right.
prepared by the end of the turn.
Brilliant. Okay, so what I'd like to do, prestidigitation, is to affect the stone
Yeah.
so that it smells like bloody meat. And I've got it
Okay.
tied to the end of a rope.
That's exactly what you do then. That's you. And would you like to have Toots do anything?
I think Toots, I'd like Toots to try and probably. I think I'd like to see if she can. 5, 10, 15, 20. Maybe I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and get her to roll to the 5, 10. Do that again. 15, 20, 25. So she's just in to the south of that would be the southeast of southwest, sorry, of Ripper. So she's next to
Okay.
him. I'd like her to have a go at force empowered rend, but
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm assuming that it's going to be trying. This is probably for flavour, but try not to hit Octavius in there.
Okay. Well, Octavius is completely inside at the moment, so you're just attacking the outside of this giant creature.
Sure enough, she rolled a 7. So
Okay. So as she runs in and she attempts to swipe, that's just at the moment. It's moving its giant padded clawed feet around in the muck. I will say as well, as you enter this, as Toots enters this brownish patch of land, you start to see her movements slowing as the terrain becomes really rough.
okay.
Okay. Back to the top of the round. Lack, you, with your passives, you would definitely start to hear the distant sound of things hitting and screaming outside. But you are currently stuck behind your brother.
Brother, I hear something. Can I see the light out of the fissure?
Are you still down the left bit? That's where you said you were investigating.
We were investigating, yeah. We were investigating the fissure, weren't we?
Yeah. So you've the last time you told me, you said you were down the left bit looking at the bit they'd done, so you are still down there, so you cannot currently see light.
Okay. So he was in front because he was leading the way, wasn't he? So I can back out a little bit.
Oh, okay, sorry, I thought it was the other way round. That's not a problem then. So you could use your movement to back out of the cave. I'd say it is half movement because you're gingerly pushing across.
Of course.
But with your insane movement, you'd easily you'd use so that's 30 feet to get out of the cave.
Okay, and I see it
as you leave. You see it.
Right. Okay. And I just grab the spear and I throw it at the toad.
Make an attack roll, please.
17.
You hit. Roll damage, please.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. It's thrown, so it's not versatile. It's only that. 5 plus 6. 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage, which it takes, and it does not like. And as this spear sprays into it again, this poison sprays off it. I need Toots and Ripper to take 7 points of acid damage, please.
Oh god, I'm sorry, I didn't realise.
There are no dex saves.
Nope.
Just delicious.
Just before there's anything, this is not a homebrew monster either. Okay, sorry. Lack, your turn. It is the toad. So the toad, seeing this, the first thing it did, as it failed the last time on its saves, with the fire inside and being whacked by all these things, just... Octavius, you slop out covered in sort of acid and mucus just to the north. And it's going to turn around. So it's facing Ripper and Lack, where these seeds are coming, where all these weapons are coming from. And... Okay, it's a cone. Has not yet used it. So... I need Ripper, Seed, Lack, and Faeza to make me con saves, please.
Ooh, con.
On.
Constitution, yeah.
Constitution. Okay, I have advantage on Constitution saving throws. Oh no, it's
Mate,
to maintain
take to main
concentration.
spell.
Damn it.
You currently
Okay.
have no spell active.
Close.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I got a whopping 6.
Oh god, I got an 8.
16.
Ooh.
15.
Okay. So, ooh, and it's plus those. Oh, that's awful too. Okay, this is good for you. This is really good for you. Don't worry.
Everybody's now poisoned.
You essentially, as it turns around, from heaving up all this bile, it turns to look at you all and just hurls this stomach acid towards you all. That it's like a fine misty spray that goes on. The DC was 16, so anyone under 16, you will take 14 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned. So the poison condition, meaning that you will have disadvantage on some saves. I'll grab my fat Christine. You've probably got your notes.
Ability checks and
it's ability
saves.
checks. Yeah, so it's not on combat.
Brad, this is a homebrew world. We can just, make those decisions up as it comes along, mate.
Yeah, attack rolls and ability.
Well, no, because
There we go.
being swallowed is a monster by monster basis, Ryan. That's why I said that.
There's loads of different rules depending on the monster. If you save, you take 7 points of poison damage, and you are not poisoned, but you just take 7 points of poison damage.
Can I just check a rule on?
Yes, exactly what you're thinking. That does count for you. Your thing. Yeah, don't worry.
Cool. Thank you.
Raw. We'll go raw with it. So that is its turn. It's not particularly bothered about moving right now. It feels quite comfortable. 6, you are up. You are muted.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find my. I just realised I need to use my my battle maneuvers. I need to use my dice tray.
Okay.
My dice tower. Right.
So
okay.
where you are, it's going to cost you. What's that? That's 10, 15. Oh, sorry, 10, 20. You can just get to the edge of the cave with 30 feet movement because it's difficult terrain because it's so narrow. But you can. I'm assuming you're going to use your movement to get to the edge of the crevice, so you can at least on the arena.
Yeah. So that would be my entire movement, would it, to get there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, from here, I'm going to try and I'm happy to be told if it's not possible.
Okay.
I'm going to try and throw a throwing axe at the creature.
What's the range? What's the first number next to throwing axe? I think it's okay, but I think it's 30 feet, isn't it?
It says
Which
20,
is fine.
and then in brackets it says 60.
So it's 10, 12. Ooh, it's right on the cusp. I'll let you have it. It's fine.
Thank you. In that case, I see what's going on, and I sort of do that thing. Oh man, there's this amazing bit. I think it's Blade 2, might be Blade 1, but there's this bit where he goes into like a sort of crouch, and he turns around and he takes out one of his bladerangs or whatever they're called, and then he does like an entire pirouette and throws it out.
Right at the beginning of Blade 1.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay, thanks, man.
In the alleyway.
It's called a glaive. Glaive.
That's it, and that's
nice.
exactly what I want to do. So I really want to throw this one with like with proper force.
Make an attack roll.
And I want to see what happens with this. The attack roll is 23.
That hits. Roll
Great.
damage.
So I will hit it for 12 points of damage, but I will also
Yep.
use my my pushing attack, and must make a strength saving throw
Yep.
of 15, DC 15.
Okay.
Either way, I add 2 points of damage, so that's 14 points of damage in total.
Okay.
And I'd like to try and push it backwards if it fails the saving throw.
It did pass.
Okay. Whoa. I'm just trying. I was
No,
trying,
hey,
guys.
great play. Really good idea. So as you do that, the axe hits it, and again sends more acid spraying off. I need Octavius, Toots, and Ripper to take 13 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
And canonically, Six is like, okay, now I know what's going on, and he knows that now when he hits it with an axe, that's when he hits it with anything, it spits acid at everyone.
Ripper is down.
Oh.
Okay.
Octavius is
surprised with
looking
the
really rough.
Damage it's putting out. It's ridiculous.
Ripper. Make a death saving throw. Don't tell us. Don't tell us.
I have no idea what he
Octavius.
just rolled.
Octavius.
Okay, bollocks. I am going to attempt to run away.
Okay,
from
where are you
the
headed?
creature north. Wait, let me just check the range. Okay, yeah, north 15 feet if I can, because it's
Yep.
rough terrain.
15 feet. Okay.
I'm going
We'll
to.
take an attack of opportunity.
I
and it
thought
will
I might.
absolutely whiff.
Oh, thank God! I was hoping it would. And then I'm going to cast Healing Word on Ripper
Okay.
for 9 points of health.
Rip it back up with 9. Good to know. Is that your turn?
That is no. Yes, it is my turn because I can't summon with the bonus action. Yep.
Okay. And I completely missed him off last time.
Wait,
Nimble.
wait! I'm an idiot. Quickly, burning. Sorry, it's a bonus action, isn't it, for Healing Word?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you still have a cantrip.
Yeah, so I'm going to summon my spirit right next to... well, not right next to, about 5 feet above, to the north of...
Of you or
froggy,
the creature?
of the froggy.
Okay. Right. So 5 feet up, the bird appears with a loud crack,
So
and suddenly...
can it make a dex saving throw, please, as the fire rolls out?
Of course. Dex, say what's its dex? Oh, not great. 11?
Fails, so it takes 3 points of fire damage.
3 points of fire damage. And can Toots and Ripper take
With fire damage? Oh my God.
2 points of acid damage.
Ooh.
Double ones.
Even with fire damage, goddamn.
This is the most evil low-level monster.
Thanks for bringing it in. 2 thumbs up. You.
To be fair, like if you actually look at in the difficulty builder, this is only in a medium encounter, which means it shouldn't be too bad. It's just about how you play it out.
Well, half the group hasn't had a short rest, so it doesn't help.
That's true. That is true. So that's Octavius. It is Nimble, who is there and didn't go on the last round because he was stunned. And looks and goes, right, well, that's not his accent. Oh no. Guys, I think we need to back up a bit. I don't want to hurt any of
You're
you.
fucking telling me now, aren't ya?
And he is going to hold an action. And you see him draw a bow and hold it, waiting for what other people do. Seed, your turn. Faeza, you're on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay where I am, and I'm going to. Oh, actually, can I hold an action to shoot an arrow until after Ripper has potentially had a chance to move away?
Yes, you can.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch out for what Ripper does next. If he's out of range, I will then shoot.
Although I will point out, sorry, just because obviously we're going back to the start of the order. No,
Actually,
no, it's
yeah,
fine. I'll
that-
allow it. I know, I'll allow it. It's fine.
Okay. And so can I use my bonus action to actually say specifically, I'm not going to shoot it again until you move away. It seems to be spraying a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's me.
Oh, Brad, sorry, your bird would have taken 2 points of acid damage as well.
What, even above it? Oh.
It's in range.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd hoped to specify it was out of range, but never mind.
Okay, well, you said 5 feet above it, didn't you?
I said 5 feet to the 5 feet. Oh, I did say 5 feet. I wanted to say 10 feet. I said 5 feet, so that's my mistake. Okay.
So I'd say by now, with all your passive perceptions, you've seen that every time this acid sprays, it seems to be spraying outward like a ball in 5 feet around the creature.
Okay.
So that's your turn and your bonus. Faeza, what would you like to do?
I'd like to move to the north, west of Seed, if I can, with a difficult terrain. Can I still do my 25 feet of movement?
You technically can only do 2 squares because it round down in
okay.
D&D.
I
So
see.
you were there. So you would be able to get at 5, 10 to the other side, just in front of Black.
In which case, I will go the opposite way. Can I move 2 squares directly southwest of me? So I've got I'm just sort of hiding around this tree.
Okay, so that was there for you? Literally just behind the tree, using the tree as sort of half cover?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And then I'm going to hold an action as well.
Okay.
If
What are you
that's
holding?
Okay. I'm holding Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Lovely. Okay, and Toots?
Toots is going to disengage.
Yep, that's its
and,
action, so it still has movement.
Come back to the southwest of Faeza.
Okay, so Toots just backs off guardedly, scrabbles back to your side. Okay, we're back to the top of the round. Lack, your spear materializes back in your hand.
Awesome. I shall sprint towards Ripper, and as I do, the arms burst out from my back. And I run up to him, behind him, not near the toad, and my arms grab him.
Yep.
And tear him away. And if I can possibly, if he's going to get an attack of opportunity, that toad, I'd like to interpose myself.
It has used its reaction already to take a swipe at Octavius. So,
Oh,
Ripper, I'm assuming you're letting yourself be dragged.
Yep.
Great. So you are dragged half your movement back. So you've used 10 to get there.
10 to get there. 10, 20. I'm going to drag right all the way back to... No, I'm going to drag up to Nimble, if that's possible. That's 20 foot up that way.
Okay, so we'll say... let me rearrange this a tad. So that you managed to drag it so the Ripper is right up against the rock face with you and Nimble just in front of him.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely fine. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
The toad is going to roll to see if it gets its thing back. It does not. It's seeing all of this. It's going to kind of lumber forward towards you, Lack, and it's going to attempt to swallow you. And with a 14, it comes down and you just easily dodge out of its nimble ways. You see its mouth opening really slowly, and it's absolutely fine. That's that turn. 6, you are up.
Don't hit it.
Okay. Oh god, it's so hard, isn't it? Okay. 6 will move. How far can I go? I'm in a single movement.
Sorry, Johnny. So I'm really sorry, Sean. Before you do that,
Yeah.
I pulled Ripper away, and 2 people had held actions. I'm really.
That
sorry
is
to
true. No, that's absolutely fair.
make a
So,
massive difference.
Seed and Faeza, you can take your shots whilst this thing was still over
and
here.
Nimble.
Okay.
And Nimble. So Nimble will
great.
roll. And gonna use
I was kind of hoping everyone forgot about that because I had a cool visual in mind to remind everyone about their held actions, but
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'd rather they went off before the toad was by me, though.
yeah, that's
Is that all right?
true, yeah. But it's fine that it's by Octavius.
I mean, with my mistake, I've resigned the bird already. It's not surviving.
It's dead to you.
Octavius hates the bird anyway, doesn't talk to
I'm
it.
still seeing the bird. I need to reload.
Okay. So with as Ripper pulls them back, Nimble sends a shot careening into the thing's eye, and it gives out this unholy go. And at that shot, Seed takes her shot. And what was your to hit?
10.
As it rears back, your arrow flies to the side. Faeza.
Mate.
That's it. Yeah, I hit 3. I got an 8.
So again, what were you holding? Sorry.
Tasha's Caustic Brew.
So again, you hold it and you fire your magic towards it, and it spirals just over, both of those just missing. You do notice where Nimble had hit it, greenish kind of ichor is starting to rush down its eye, and it's not looking very happy with it.
Okay.
Then it will take its turn and move. So that's been its turn. So 6, it is now your turn. Oh, as it got hit, sorry, Octavius, the bird takes 10 points of acid damage. Rip, 6, it is definitely now your turn.
Okay, great. I assume I can move to its at least 5 foot away from it.
You certainly can.
Without it taking attack of opportunity. I'm sure I can move. Can I move around to its back?
You can move into it, and so you've moved 5, 10, 15. You went to the rough terrain. You can get to just to its southeast. Southwest, sorry. Sort of south-southwest.
I think that's okay. In that case, I'd like from here. Can I hold? I'm going to go into a high guard, and I'm going to hold the butcher's shield aloft with both hands, and I'm going to hold an attack action on it.
Sorry, just to be clear as well on the butcher's shield, that means you have to take your shield off because it is a two-handed weapon.
Oh, I see. In that case, I have it slung handily on my back, and I raise my scimitar above my head, and I hold an attack action, I think.
Okay. What's
I don't normally do
waiting
this,
for?
so can it be the trigger that there's nobody within the? I want the people in the turns after me to have moved out of its way, out of its sort of its line of sight or its firing range.
Yeah. Okay. You're waiting for everyone to move without
clear away from it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Ripper, you were up then.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna rotate. Follow the cliff. So follow the cliff face north. So I'm basically like around the northwest of the frog, but within 30 feet of it.
Okay, I think you can get to there and just be within 30.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna ready a javelin to be thrown when it's time.
Lovely.
It's gonna be my turn.
Okay, Octavius.
Okay, so with my bonus action, I'm going to command my bird to disengage and move 15 feet to the north and slightly to the west.
Okay.
Yep. And then with my action, I am going to cast Fairy Fire on the toad.
Okay, con save or wisdom save?
Dexterity.
Dex, okay. It rolls a 14.
It fails, needed a 15.
Ooh, okay.
So now it is lit up with a violet light, and any attack against it is advantaged.
Yay!
Fantastic.
Oh, sorry, Fairy Fire, isn't it?
And
Yeah.
right,
Great job.
well,
Great
if I light you up, Ripper, then you're gonna also take advantage attacks. So.
Oh no, don't worry about it. I'll wait for the next rave.
But no, because that's they've got loads of symbols here. I'll just use this one to say it's lit up. I'll put that symbol on so I remember. Okay, fantastic. Cool. Thank you. Seed.
Okay, so I would like to move following the cliff face around to the south.
Yep.
Because the area that I'm in would therefore have like plant growth and stuff, am I still therefore in a difficult terrain area?
Yeah, that's about as far as you can get.
Okay.
So you've sort of ended up just next to Faeza, still about 10 feet away from the toad.
Okay. So I'd also like to, if it's okay, to ready an action to shoot at the point where, again, I'm sure that everyone is clear.
Yep.
Yeah, that's, I think that's everything.
Okay. Faeza?
Yeah, I'd like to the arrow that's got the rock that smells of the bloody meat. I want to try and distract the frog, toad, whatever, away from people. So I'm gonna try and step 10 feet over to my west.
Okay. Your
Um,
foot
so-
enters the sludgy terrain there.
Yeah, I've still got half cover behind that tree thing though, right?
It's
I?
sort of become third cover now because
Okay.
you're round the other side of it. So as
That's all
before
right.
you were perpendicular, now you're just poking out the side.
I'm small. It's okay. I can deal with that. I'd like to shoot the rock with the arrow at the tree that is northwest of the toad. I'll try and get it to step away from.
Okay. Make a deception roll, I'm going to say, for this, because you'd easily be able to hit the tree, so making you roll to hit a tree seems a bit pointless. Make a deception roll.
Okay.
The frog
and I'm
will roll
poisoned, so I've got
insight.
disadvantage. haven't I?
Disadvantage, yeah.
Sorry, which check was that you just said? The
Deception.
10.
Okay. We'll find out what happens on the toad's turn. It has rolled insight to
Okay.
see if it notices.
Great. Toots isn't going to do anything at the moment.
Okay.
And that's
Nimble
just
is going to look, and he's going to back off a bit, pull out another arrow, and wait. 2. That brings us to the top of the round. Lack.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is spend a key point to use Step of the Wind so I can disengage.
Yep.
And I shall move 5 foot away and let everyone go crazy.
Oh,
Yep. So all those held attacks now release.
and they've all
So if
got
everyone
advantage.
rolls to
There's-
attack with
There's
advantage.
6 next to him, though.
6 is still next to him.
So 6 is still in 5 feet, isn't
But
it?
6 did say he was holding, so he wouldn't be able
Oh, I
to
see.
hold his attack, because by the time it gets around to him,
Oh, right.
he would have
Right,
lost his.
Beg your pardon. Carry on.
So,
Okay?
so I would do mine as well, would I? I would do my.
Yeah, all these
okay,
hold
cool.
actions are now releasing.
Did you say with advantage?
Yep,
Okay,
is.
with advantage.
Oh my god, that sneak attack. Woo!
Do you want to? I got a nat 20 to hit.
Okay, well that's going to be a crit then with your scimitar. So that's instantly, it's a d6, isn't it? So it's instantly 6 plus reroll.
Which is
A 5, it says on the roll.
oh,
It's 2d6.
Yeah.
It's 2d6 because you're rolling versatile. Yeah, but that's just the standard hit. That's not the crit. So
Okay.
that's because we only had the thing once. So it's 10 plus 17, 27 on yours. Okay, fantastic, amazing.
That's pain.
I got a 6 for the javelin.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
no, sorry. 6 points of damage. I rolled a 22 to hit.
Right, needed that bit first. Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so you do
I rolled a
6
22
points.
to hit.
Right, so that's
rolled
1,
6 points of
2,
damage.
3. Yep.
Did anyone else? Did anyone see? Did you have a thing saved?
Mine was 14.
14 hits.
Ten damage.
10. So it has been hit.
Seed's been absorbing a bit of my bad luck this game.
1. So that's 7.
Speed maths.
The anticipation.
So all these arrows just in, and
javelin.
you just see
Don't discriminate.
sprays of acid all coming off 4 in rapid or 3 in rapid succession, and then 6 just brings this scimitar down, and you hear as the thing crumbles. It did take 4 hits against it, and it's just rolled 4 times for each hit. And Seed, you do take 39 points of acid damage standing
not Seed,
that
6,
close.
6.
6, sorry. But with your final cut, you do seem to cut whatever life force is left out of it. As ragged and bloody, it slumps to the ground. And you are out of initiative.
Okay, so I guess you would notice that as Six brings his sword down, he follows the motion of it, and he's sprayed with the
Half his
acid,
face
and he
melts
goes
off.
straight down.
That is where we're going to end tonight's show, ladies and gents. Well played, well played. You've got a decent strategy there by the end to defeat it. I agree, Ryan. That is a bastard to face. The first time anyone faces them, they're like, "Fuck this enemy. This thing is bullshit."
Well, it was just the fact that even though I got acided on the first hit, either nobody was paying attention, and then they're just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna strike this thing."
No one cared.
So
No one
so
cared.
I
Gave a
thought
shit. So yeah,
I thought
Nobody
when
gave
I
a
hit
shit.
it from the inside with the burning hands, it didn't spray acid. So I thought, oh, maybe fire damage doesn't spray acid.
Oh,
we
no.
didn't. I mean, like a couple of things. Like if my hit didn't regurgitate you, then it should have been prone as well, from the thunder thing.
It did regurgitate him, luckily.
Yeah.
Which was good. Yeah.
I will say, because I don't like to peek behind let you guys see behind the curtain too much, because it takes away some of the fun. But I will read this one line out for your own edification, Ryan. When the creature takes damage of any type but psychic, every creature within 5 feet must take 2d8 acid damage.
That is
That's
hardcore.
nuts.
They're
That's
basically
hardcore.
anti-melee creatures.
Mm.
And as we're quite a melee-focused party for the most part,
And John doesn't like melee characters; he likes wizards. So
Well, no, that's my personal preference. I think that it's just
That's his
it's good
player
to have
preference.
it's good to have a mix up the encounters you face and the foes you
No.
face.
Oh, I think
There are a lot of
it was,
nasty
it was hard,
creatures
but
that
we
are
got there.
actually
Yeah, it was good.
against. I'd say that the game is more towards, like 5e in general, is more towards ranged characters. But that's why it buffs up melee characters.
Well, we
to
know why.
compensate.
Barbarians.
Yes,
It's like they've got to be
Yeah,
like
barbarian would
fuck
be able to
barbarian
just sit
damage.
in there and just take all the damage.
yeah, right? Stop hating on the barbarian.
We don't
No,
hate
it
man.
is,
We love them.
because
We love a
barbarians
bar-
are the
Mate,
jocks.
I love
Barbarians are the jocks and wizards are the nerds. That's why. So they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to let's make it really tough for those guys.
And who
Man,
makes the game, Ryan? Wizards of
Nerds.
the coast.
Exactly. And
It's
why
not
do you think I
barbarians
always
of the
play a
coast, is it?
barbarian? Because I'm a jock. I'm the jock of blood and song.
He is literally like the least jockey guy ever.
I know,
He's lovely.
I know.
Don't
He's
believe
only
it. anymore.
comparatively jockey, isn't he? When
He's hamming it
compared
up,
to us.
definitely.
Jockey in
Yeah.
stature, which we
Well,
discussed earlier. which
something
is
that jocks
different
like
in
doing
height.
is standing around and talking, and people should often be talking about our show. And so, Ryan, where can they come to talk
You can
about our
come
show?
You can come to Blood and Song, that's spelt with and, not the ampersand. It's Blood and Song or Blood Song Party on Twitter, and come and tell me how much of a jock I am. Fuck the rest of these guys. Come and tell me how cool.
You're not.
How
You're
cool.
We're going to need a
Get-
company
someone
soon
get
to
me a
start
Blood and Song
selling all
Letterman
these
jacket.
segues.
Right?
You made
And, like,
artwork for everyone for Christmas. It's
Somebody
lovely.
find that gif of Blade throwing like that glaive,
Mate,
all right? And like,
that's-
let's
it's everywhere,
let's
'cause that was-
reflect.
That special effects of that scene with them turning into ash was ahead of its
So
time.
good, wasn't it?
So
So
ahead
Let's
of
not
its time.
segue over plugging our socials here. Ryan,
So, yes,
continue.
Blood and Song on Instagram and Facebook, and Blood Song Party on Twitter. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're sharing. Sharing is huge to us. We really want you guys to spread the news, the good news about Blood and Song, and where anyone,
And Ryan's
anyone of
Fury.
ages. Christine's just made 90. She's already got the kid listening to Blood and Song. So we're just not discriminant of any age.
In fact, in the womb,
Any
isn't
age.
it? That
This
instead
will
of
be his first
Mozart,
ever
they say
episode.
you should
There we
they
go.
should listen to Blood and Song in the womb, don't they? That's what
Yeah.
they say. It's better than Mozart.
It
Proven.
makes you so much stupider, and then you can go through life ignorant.
Exactly.
He's learning some swear words anyway. So
And also, if you don't have the time to spend 2.5 hours, which is basically you could watch 2 episodes of Blood and Song or one version of the Snyder cut of Justice League. But if you haven't got the time, we've got shorter, bite-sized chunks of this show. Dan very kindly cuts it all up into sort of 20 to 40-minute segments. You can find that on any podcasting platform, wherever you get fine podcasts.
And I would like to say, I know that whilst this show might come across as the slickest thing since white bread, and might,
brown
share the
bread,
same...
please.
Brown bread.
Come on.
Brown
Which is
bread,
superior.
brown bread makes you bloated, though.
Skip to the end. The bit that's
Racist.
really important is that whilst we might seem really slick, if you can't tell, we are a really tiny team of people here, and so many of the folks, whilst I'm spending all my time just preparing evil monsters and monster manuals and prepping adventure, are actually spending their weeks doing really thankless tasks like cutting podcasts, finding pictures, editing the pictures to make, like, every episode has a custom picture, which is something I couldn't be bothered to do on the other podcast I ran for this. So, you know, that's an incredible amount of work. We love to do
the
it.
team is what you see.
Becky's explanations of what happens in each podcast, like it didn't need it, but it adds everything to understand what's going on in each.
So many of the team are doing so many things behind the scenes that, you know, often go unappreciated, as is always the behind the scenes thing. But every time you like, subscribe, share, just talk about the show, you know, it really helps them not feel like they are just giving up hours of their lives for me to torture them on a Monday night. So please do appreciate the
I'm a masochist. I love it.
There's stuff in the pipeline as well, like, you know, just what we're doing at the moment. There's things that we're talking about every couple of weeks. We have a little tete-a-tete. So,
we've got some new content coming out at some point. Yeah, and we appreciate feedback. We're looking to shape the channel like in a way that can sort of speak to our fans. So yeah, give us feedback. Let us know what you'd like to see out of it as well. Yeah, thanks, Christine. Yeah, that's. I'm
sure what our party would like to see next session is probably some healing potions. We'll figure out
ones that turn us into Mr. Blobby though.
and a level
do
up.
they though?
See that?
Well, level up is nice, wouldn't it?
Surely it's a level up.
Yeah.
No? Not yet.
Oh my god.
Let us know.
Basically
Let us know on
dead,
the socials if they would deserve a level up.
Yeah.
Milestone leveling. Got to hit them milestones. So, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. The party did really well. That was a tough battle, considering they hadn't had a rest after the last tough battle. What a get. Only 4 more to go on the adventuring day.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate that.
Have a lovely week. We shall see you soon, and may the great goddess guide you in all that you do.